Podtacular, the unofficial Halo Universe podcast, presents episode 741, Ascending Forge, recorded live on July 2nd, 2020. Hello everyone, welcome to Podtacular, the unofficial Halo Universe podcast. I'm one of your co-hosts, Duststorm.
I'm Godzilla T.
And I'm DJBluePDX.
Ooh, we've got the deep and creepy DJ tonight. It changes every week, folks.
Crinja! You can call me Crinja!
Crinja. And we have with us a special guest. You guys have probably seen our announcements on social media or Discord if you've been following, but in case you haven't been, we have Ascend Hyperion on the show. Welcome to Podtacular.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for staying after our crazy intro.
I was waiting the whole time. I was like, man, did it start? Because I can't really tell what's happening.
Now, we usually have about 15 minutes of random talk and whatnot before the show, and then we get around to it and we keep the randomness going throughout the show. That's how we do things here. There's no rhyme or reason to it.
I
it's
feel
just how it
targeted
works.
with that statement. I'm just going to let you know.
What?
I said I feel targeted with that statement. I'm just letting you know.
I'll let you off the hook and say that's what we did before you joined. So
perfect. Awesome.
All right.
We're actually keeping it well reined in.
Yeah.
Compared to some shows.
No, that's just how Podtacular's been ever since it actually really started.
For now.
Like back in before my time, before we live streamed the show, there would be little blooper episodes that Fumo and Spellcheck and JVB would put out of things that was said either before the show or after the show or during the show that they cut. So there's always been some kind of just comedy humor aspect to Podtacular that is just nowadays, if you're on the live stream, you catch it, and if not, then you're missing out.
Also true.
Then you just need to become a patron.
Yes.
There you go. Or, just come join our game nights, or just hop in our Discord, whatever. You'll get the love, regardless of where you
we spread it around.
So,
and then you can answer next week's question. What didn't I put back onto Master Chief's armor? Because apparently I left something off, and, well, I hope he survives.
Wasn't that
finding? I don't know. I found small pieces, and it's like they're things.
Well, no, you figured out what it was too at one point.
Yeah, I thought I did. It's screwed into one place. It was not the right thing. Because it doesn't actually do anything there, and that piece of hardware was defective anyways, and so I was very confused as to what I'm still confused what these are for. But if these were on Master Chief's armor, what would they be too? That's not an actual question.
On his belt or on his thighs or something. It looks like some circular part of his body.
I'm not going to say what I was thinking, but okay.
Quiet, DJ. I see those wheels turning.
I get points for being quiet.
There you go. All right. Well, Ascend, we are going to talk a little bit more about why you're on the show in a little bit, but we have two questions that we ask every guest that we have on the show. So we're going to go ahead and knock those out first, and then we'll carry on with the show. So first question is, how did you get involved with Halo, just in general? Like, what got you interested?
Just like playing Halo, like the game, or like...
Yeah, like what was the thing that got you started in Halo just in general?
So I had an original Xbox back in the day, but I didn't have internet until I was like in high school. So we had an original Xbox, and we could only really play games like that were split screen with like kids in the neighborhood. And one day my dad came back from the thrift store with a copy of Halo CE, and then like the legendary collector's edition of Halo 2.
Wow.
In the same haul, like Halo CE was $3 and the collector's edition was $7.
Wow.
like the metal case. So yeah, just I'd be playing it. Besides the campaigns with like my brother, I'd be playing like custom games with some of the kids in my neighborhood, and that's how it started. And then eventually, I should say like closer to middle school, we finally got internet, and then I was able to play like Halo 3 online, and then from then on, and so it spiraled.
Very nice. Okay, cool. I don't think we get a lot of those kinds of responses actually from our guests these days. So very nice.
And I totally get that answer, because I remember in high school when the internet was created. All right, go on.
DARPANET? What are those?
GT and I think we're both like, that was back when we were in school.
What's a dial-up modem?
Right. Back when the 386 and 486 were the only processors worth mentioning. Oh, God, that was
let's
a day
see. I was
8 megs of RAM was meant you were a god.
So was a 4 gig hard
in my
drive.
middle 20s before I got my first computer.
Wow. Yep.
We got our first computer when I was 12. It was it was before then actually. Unless you count a word processor as a computer, which I'm not counting, but we had a gateway that ran Windows 3.1. I think we got it like in 95 or something like that.
Well,
96.
I mean, if you want to do that, then we had one of the original Macs, Apple computer.
Yeah.
The ones that were like blue and
No.
greenish.
No. This is when they were
original.
just little lunchbox looking monochrome things.
Yeah, they had a 9-inch
old
screen.
ugly
I think it was.
computers.
Yep. And the first PC I ever saw brought home to my family. My dad, who was a biotechnical engineer, my biological father was a biotechnical engineer, and he brought this thing home, and it was massive. And I mean, it was so big I couldn't even lift it. And so he'd hike this thing up on the table, right, and then carefully tip it over. And the bottom was actually the keyboard. You'd pop it down, right, and it had the monochrome screen. And these two, the long, flat, soft floppies, not the hard floppy. This is pre-hard floppy. This one was
Commodore
5 1/4 inch.
No, it's like it was a full 5 1/4. Like these were the long, wide floppies. And I want to say it was a TRS-80, but it was like, this was old school. Like we could play a game called Castle, where you just were a little icon moving through things. It was wild. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And then, of course, we got our first computer, which was, and I don't remember what the maker was, but we had X-Tree Gold on it. Windows wasn't even a thing at the time. We had X-Tree Gold, which was a pseudo Windows interface, and it had a 386 processor, and then we got it upgraded to a 486 processor for my dad's work. And everybody's like, ooh, you get the 486 processor. You're amazing. And I'm like, hey, I can run word processors and Castle with colors and asteroids. Neat. And now I look at things going, good Lord, my phone has more processing power than my entire high school did the entire time that I was in it combined. How did I end up here?
How technology has changed.
Right?
So much. Back to the questions.
Yeah.
Second question that we have, and we'll kind of touch on this a little bit later, but what is it that you do within the Halo community currently?
So
and feel free to dabble around, because you're kind of everywhere, kind of similar to how I have
an over the place type of thing. I guess in the mainest sense, you could consider me. I've been marketing myself a lot recently as like a pro forger. So with Halo 5 Forge, I've made maps for matchmaking. I've spent time curating maps for matchmaking. A good example being like, you ever play Extermination in Halo 5?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I helped like birth that game mode. And then one of the maps in the playlist was my map, one of the first maps for the mode. So did a lot of stuff with Forge. I also worked a lot on the grassroots level with forgers, like hosting just open-ended testing lobbies where people could come in and get feedback from people who had an idea of what it takes to get like a high-quality Forge map made. And I did that kind of just underground for a little while, and then maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I launched Ascend Hyperion like as a persona, as a Halo content creator. So I started doing Forge map features and Forge tutorials. I took a little time off from content creation, did a little machinima just to kind of brush up and get better at my video editing. And now, in present day, I make videos on Halo design and analysis, tackling topics that you really don't consider that much, or people like. I try to find things that people haven't talked about before, or at least recently. So last month I did a video about the weird decline and then revival of the Magnum in the Halo sandbox. But then also I just announced the other day that I'm returning Forge map features to my YouTube channel. So that's going to get me back in the scene of testing maps and playing maps on a grassroots level. So that's kind of where I am, just Halo Forge influencer. There's not many people who deal in that area, so it's got me around.
You're probably friends with them as well.
Yeah, it's a pretty on the, especially when you start getting the content creation, it's a pretty small, like, first name basis type group.
Yeah,
It's a weird experience. Oh yeah, good people, good conversation. You know, I always say the Forge community, I think, is one of the more positive, probably is the word I'll swing at, communities to be in, because, you know, if you're a content creator and you're like MLG or you're pro, you're constantly competing with your peers. And with Forge, you're competing in a way to like make the next coolest map, but it's also it's a group effort. I remember, especially during Halo 5, everybody was in a rush to have the next like style or the next trick or the next tool figured out, and that knowledge is passed on to other people. So it's got that group mechanic to it where the part of the infamy is in being the one who figured out this thing that helps everybody else. So
yep,
it's a cool place to be in, I would say.
There's a lot. Well, actually, throughout all of Halo 5's lifespan, there's kind of been that with all the updates to Forge, and people find out different ways that you can manipulate the scripting, and then the latest the latest Forge craze of creating Forge within Forge.
Yeah, it's pretty deep now. But it's been fun to see it come along, and I've had a front row seat to it, so.
Yeah. Cool. Well, we'll get to a little bit more on the couple of things that you mentioned as far as your Forge spotlight, and we can also get a little bit of a personal take on the charity thing that happened this past weekend. So we'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and hit the normal Podtacular community update stuff, starting with our Fraggin' Friday recap. GT, how did we do?
We had games. We had fun. We killed Marines. Oh.
Yes.
No, actually, we had a lot of fun. Start off the night with some Super Fiesta. Then we did get in and played some Warzone. We actually did pretty decent. I think we only got absolutely trounced one game. The other ones were at least close.
Right? Ish.
Warzone Turbo was emphatically declined by the lobby to the chagrin of Dust.
It's okay. we had fun in normal Warzone for once.
Yeah. Yeah, we managed to miss all the most of the tryhards. No, we rounded up the night in some customs. We played some Speed Halo and drove on the ceiling.
As you do with Speed. That just
Halo.
That's just how it goes.
My Warthog repeatedly exploded. I actually think I was turned into a zombie more by my Warthog than any hammers.
Tends to happen on that map. Very nice. On the Achieving Halo side of things, we did the last day of Halo 3 fighting, so no more achievements there. But we did have a lot of fun doing that. We actually played with Ubernick for a little bit, so that was fun. And there are no website posts this week, no Machinima Monday, no Streamer Showcase. Both of those will be back this week. For our company commendations, we finally got another one done.
Nice! What'd you get?
We got Too Fast for You, which is killing an opponent that shot you first. We finally got that one. I was
capable of that, because that's usually if they shoot me first, I'm dead. So.
That's usually what happens, but we managed to get that one, so now we have 10 left. Our closest two being Assassinate Enemy Spartans, which we have just under 250 of those, and then getting Splatters, which we just have under 300 of those. Next closest two, which are roughly around the same, are Standard Issue, which is killing an enemy Spartan with a standard weapon. And then something on your face, killing an enemy Spartan with a headshot. Percentage-wise, those are about the same.
I still cannot figure out why those are not complete.
Protos have really high. Like those seem like kind of the easier ones to pull off, but
They're very high.
yeah, I'd imagine.
Well, I mean, I think when you
388,000
think
is a
about it,
lot.
Yeah, but every single arena game you play, you're playing with standard issue weapons. Well, with the exception
You're
of Super
starting. Yeah, if you're playing a lot of Fiesta, that's not happening.
Fiesta. Like I said,
Well, then even there's a lot of grenade and melee kills too per game.
So what you're saying is we just need to have a night where we go in and do SWAT.
Yeah, that's actually probably a really quick way to shoot that one up real fast. If she's told everybody, okay, only SWAT for 2 weeks.
yeah, we only need 40,000 of those.
Oh well, it might be 3 weeks.
Yeah. 43,000 standard weapon kills and about 35,000 headshots.
The headshot thing, I don't
SWAT.
understand. We must be terrible shots.
You can check that. I'm pretty sure you can on Waypoint. It displays your Spartan company's like average stats.
Really?
Yeah, I remember looking in the Spartan company I'm in. We were looking at like who's the best player, what the average KD is. I'm pretty sure that information is compiled and available.
Might have to dig into that.
Yeah, so you go pick out your weakest. Now that you know, go find your weakest members and completely put them on the spot.
Das Boot!
Right? Everyone's like, DJ, get out! Wait, I'm not part of it. Never mind.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I was never given
I'm
an
kidding.
invite.
I'm totally kidding.
Yeah, besides, unless you're about battling everything with hammers, I don't think I get headshot kills if I kill them with a hammer. Like, hammers generally will kill you
no.
if you hit somebody in the head with it.
Frogbutts has the best KD in our company at 1.8.
Wow.
Yeah, it's in the service record section of your company. You can see stuff like that.
Bobby has the most bases captured at 2,163.
Wow.
2,000. Jeez.
That's a lot.
You think that's high? I'm looking at my Spartan companies right now, and our top guy has 3,600 bases captured.
Oh my god.
This guy's got almost 9,000 boss takedowns. What on earth?
9,000?
What are you doing with your life when that is your thing?
Mm-hmm.
How much playtime has he had in the game?
Let's see. I'll click on his. You can click on their profiles. He's only got a 1 KD. He's got 27 days in the game.
Whoa.
Yeah, I have 540 some odd days in that game. So.
He's committed.
Jeez. Wow. Okay.
Although I had 545 days, 36 days after it was released. So, rule of thumb, don't plug your Xbox in up at 343.
Oh my gosh.
Or don't log into your profile up at 343. Oops.
Whoopsie.
Yeah, wrecked it.
Yeah, anyways. Moving on to Tales from the Foxhole. We don't have anything new for this week. If you have any funny stories or tales from playing the game or anything Halo related that happened to you in real life, we'd love to hear from you. So feel free to drop it over on the Discord channel or shout out to us on socials.
Oh man, I've actually got one.
You got a story?
Yeah,
Go for it.
So, yeah. So I mentioned this to you previously, but I keep Ascend Hyperion in my real life identity as separate as I humanly can. So to the point where even like my friends in real life, they don't know anything about me being a content creator. I never talk about it, nothing like that. I met a guy a couple years back doing Forge stuff. I had tested his maps. I had talked to him a bunch of times, yada, yada, et cetera, et cetera. And we got to talking about what we were doing like in our lives. And he mentioned he goes to my university that I go to. And I didn't tell him that I went here, but he mentioned it. And I was like, hey man, that's crazy. I've heard of that place. About a year later, I ended up in a class with him. And
gosh.
I could pick out and recognize it was him because his gamer tag was basically like his real life name.
Oh.
And I had talked to him a couple times, and I could recognize it was him. And we did this whole class together. We were even in the same lab group.
Mm-hmm.
And not once did he ever mention. He was like, "Hey man, are you Ascend Hyperion?" Like he never brought it up. So the whole time, the whole semester, I was like, "Oh, this guy's totally gonna dox my stuff, man. He's gonna be like, you're this weird Halo person I met."
It never happened.
He never brought it up, and I see the guy around town all the time, and I'm always left to wonder, like, I wonder if he knows.
You just gotta
That's
drop
funny.
like some obscure line that you say in some kind of video or something and see if he picks up on it.
Yeah, call him Home Slice or something, and he's like, "Hey, wait a minute."
Yeah.
What the heck?
Just see like the slow realization start to tick as you're walking away.
Well, then I began to wonder. I was like, I wonder if he, like, if in his own mind he's figured it out, but he doesn't want to bring it up. He's like, I don't want to potentially ask this person, "Hey, are you a Halo YouTuber?" And they're like, "No, what do you think I am?" You know, he doesn't want like the reaction to be negative. He's avoiding the awkward situation.
I think society's opening up to the whole, like, people are interested in video games and content creation side of things, especially younger people. So I wouldn't assume that's that odd.
I never get that question because my name is literally printed on every piece of clothing I own, sadly enough. But at least I know it's mine. It's like when you write your name on your shorts in gym class, 7th grade, called ownership. It's like peeing on your bedroom so you know it's yours.
I don't think that's the same thing.
Really?
Yeah, no.
All right, then I need to go clean my room.
Have you gone outside and smelled fresh air lately?
Yes, earlier today as I was walking around when they were replacing the stereo in the car. Yeah. Through a mask.
Ah, there you go.
Right? The puppies will be doing it soon enough. You're not wrong, Pens.
Oh, jeez.
Marking everything in the house.
Yeah. I guess they're not potty trained, or
They're barely 2 months old.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, we're picking them up at 8 weeks.
We're gonna see a whole lot of Be Right Back screens on your stream, aren't we?
Well, that's the thing. Like, so Logitech sent me my puppy cams, and now I'm just waiting for the extension cables because we're gonna have a pole puppy playpen back here on the other side of the DJ station behind the green screen wall, and so we will have on the stream all the time puppy cams, so I see what's happening and be like, all right, I can see you on a monitor that's dedicated just for you. And then I've got outdoor cameras that are being put in by Logitech so we can, when I go out to hold screens, you'll get the outside scan of the backyard. And then when I'm out there letting them run around and lose their minds, I can look at chat and be like, hi, this is my life.
As it slowly becomes like, please save me.
DJ's chasing puppies. What could possibly go wrong? Please remember, I fell up the stairs and broke fingers. What more could happen?
I'm sure like people wouldn't mind just like an hour of puppies.
Oh yeah, no, that's gonna happen a lot. A lot is on the new Twitch stream is a lot of puppy time. A lot of puppy show.
A lot more IRL DJ.
Yeah. Yep.
Very
Just
cool.
chatting with me and the puppy as I teach it to howl. I want my Great Dane to make noises.
Oh, we have a howler next door.
Oh, good.
She is loud.
Wait, are you in an apartment or are you in a house?
No, house.
Aw, it's just him saying hello to the world and trying to figure out where his pack is at.
There is no other dog in the neighborhood, and she will
What
howl.
kind of dog is she?
Loud, I'd imagine.
Like, is it a beagle?
I don't know.
Is it a deep, like, ooh?
Babe, do you know what kind of dog River is? Oh, Black Lab Hound mix.
Oh, labs and hounds. Yeah, they use that echolocation. And yep. Danes
Side
just do it
commentary.
because
Thank
they feel
you,
like
my
it's
wife.
a funny. They just like the noise. They think it's hilarious, like my hair, which I'm never going to be able to wear around them because it'll scare them. So this is the last time you see Cringer for a while.
We'll see. We'll see how long that lasts. All right, let's get on to our matchmaking updates for the week, starting with
Ooh.
MCC. GT, what do we got?
MCC has updates?
Huh.
It only
Yeah,
happens
just
to be
got a
their premier
playlist
title at
rotation.
the moment.
All right. Let's see.
They did a Something with July 1st. I was reading an announcement.
July 2nd. Yep.
Same place as always is.
I know. I'm getting down to it. Okay.
He's getting there.
Oh, you mixed the flighting updates in with it.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Flighting. It's that thing you do when you jump off a building and you have wings.
Never mind.
Dragons do it. Okay.
Did someone need to update their notes?
So just never mind. For the rotational playlist this time, we got Shoddy Sniper rotates in to the featured category for Fiesta. Shoddy Snipes will also be available in social, 4v4, and 8-player FFA.
Cool.
2 playlists I'll be avoiding for a while.
Yes, it's just as terrible as it sounds.
Now,
I'll dabble
personally,
in
I'm
it
a
every
Shoddy
once in a while.
Snipers person because I like to have my pistol and then, or like to have my shotgun, and I'll just run around and punch people. And people hate that because they're so busy trying to use the sniper and get those 360 no scopes. And I'm just running around. I got 25 kills once on SWATnums,
Nice.
which is different than
Nice.
Shoddy Snipers, but still the same concept. Too busy running around looking through scopes, and I just smacked the crap out of him.
Bop.
All right.
Yep.
And this weekend in Halo 5, Warzone Turbo continues.
Turbo.
Love it.
My obligatory turbo.
Get that turbo. Yeah, turbo time.
Sorry, go ahead, GT.
That's it.
There we go.
What about the other playlist?
What other playlist?
Shoddy Sniper rotates in for Forerunner Slayer.
That was for
Well, he
July
said that.
2nd.
Yeah, he said that.
Oh, did I miss? No, he said that for MCC. Did you say for Halo 5?
I said
Yeah.
it for MCC. Yes.
Did you say for Halo 5?
Is it still there?
Oh my God.
It's July 2nd.
Oh, it is July 2nd. Sorry.
You're killing me.
The update is that Shoddy Snipers is available on some game in place of some game type that was previously there.
Coming up
Yes,
next week
Shoddy
on
Snipe
Borderlands
rotates in
3,
for
it's
Forerunner
Shoddy
Slayer
Snipers.
in Halo 5 as well. So no matter what you play, you can get your Shoddy Snipes.
Oh my God. Oh my
It's a living tragedy. They're like, what playlist will be played the least? They're just shuffling
Shoddy
the deck.
Snipe. Oh.
They've got a dartboard. They're like, game types nobody likes, and they just throw a dart every 2 weeks.
I.e.
Griffball's supposed-
swordline.com.
Wait. Griffball is supposed to be a monthly rotation then for MCC at least, right?
Oh, yes, because we love it. So you get those little
Griffball.
XP kids, and then you just want to destroy them all.
Griffball.
Griffball.
All right. Thank you for the updates there, GT. For the MCC development update, there's not a lot. This was the latest one that we have is from June 26th, which was back when the fight was still going on, and that's pretty much over and done with. So we'll just skip on over that. We've got 3 Waypoint articles this week. First one is the MCC development update. This one is for the month of June, and there is a lot in here. I will try
Good Lord.
try to go through this one as quickly as possible. I did read this yesterday, so I have a better grasp of it than I have in previous months. So 343 got a lot of feedback, which is why they ended up extending the flight 3 different times, and they had over 350,000 invites go out, and roughly 4,000 tickets get submitted to the Halo support site. So people were definitely putting the time into this flight, which is a good thing. So thank you for everyone that participated in the Insider program, which was everybody. Actually, they sent out invites to everybody who had a updated and valid Halo Insider profile.
Yep.
So if you thought that you signed up for it and you didn't get an invite, you might want to check your stuff for next time.
Oh man, if you missed it, you missed out. Halo 3 on PC makes me want to never ever play it again on console.
I never want to play it on
Right.
console anyway, so it's no big deal.
Without
for me.
exaggeration, man.
Yeah, there's a
It
lot.
was so much so much a better experience. It was mind blowing.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's still one of those games that's rough to play because of the whole BR hit scan BS. But yeah, it definitely feels a lot better than it did on the 360. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even on the Master Chief Collection on console, it's better.
Well, they've done a lot more. They've done a lot more tweaking with the adjusting the correlation between the frame rate and the game registering impacts, which has helped a bunch. You know, they even talk about it in this update of how much of a pain it's been to update the games to run at higher frame rates and still get hit registration when it comes to the BR or vehicles, whatever.
Yeah.
And
they actually talked a little bit about that in here, about the tick rate and how they interpolate all that stuff. There's as always with their MCC dev updates, there's a lot of technical jargon in here if you want to dig into it. We'll try to avoid a lot of the technical jargon. It is there if you want to read it. They squashed nearly 100 bugs from all the tickets getting put in, so that's nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
2 prominent ones that they called out specifically in the update: improving muffled audio sounds for weapons and voiceover, and resolving player emblems so they appear accurately on character models.
Nice. Apparently, that was always one of those funny ones to see on Twitter because people would be so infuriated about the emblem not being on the armor, and I'm always like, dude, come on, it's been like 13 years. Like, how much does it matter to you? But apparently, it was a lot. So it's cool to see that they switched it up and fixed it.
Yeah, it's that player identity is a big thing for Halo fans. A little more so than I would have anticipated, but alas, it's still there.
I agree. I do enjoy it. Sometimes I think people get kind of wrapped up in what they choose to be upset about. They,
kind of? You mean like the majority of the Halo fanboy collection? Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, kind of.
Yeah, we're kind of notorious for that. Just happens to be a thing.
It's always,
just don't say the word SPRINT or everybody comes unglued and freaks out as though like you've just, tossed the baby out with the bathwater. It's just bad.
Yeah.
I told on stream the other night, people were asking me about opinions, and I was like, here's my blanket rule. If I look in the scoreboard and your KD's negative, anything you say doesn't matter. For me to listen to you, I better see a positive KD, and then we can start talking about Halo. But
until griffball, bro.
Until you're one up, nothing you say matters.
Yeah, so why are people listening to me then? Oh, that's right. We don't have a lot of followers. Anyways,
You gotta get your KD
up. It is positive, but it's right around the 1.0 mark. I keep playing
Fiesta.
There you go.
Well, there is that.
You gotta play what you have fun with.
That just shoots your KDA right in the foot with Fiesta.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I play to have fun.
Yeah. So do I. More fun than sweats.
I don't play anything. I don't do any of it for my KD ratio or any of that stuff. I just play to have fun. And if I win, it's even better.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And yes, Pens, that S word. That's exactly the one that DJ was talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, the sprint word, buddy.
Hashtag move fast. All right.
For Halo 3 ODST Firefight, that is right around the corner after Halo 3 launches. They will be doing flighting for that as well. So, again, if you thought you were part of the Insider program and you didn't get an invite for this Halo 3 because everyone got invites, make sure you go update your Insider profile.
What I remember reading, what you really have to do is make sure you have, there's a setting for email correspondence. Make sure that's enabled. Because if you don't have that, the flight invites are never going to make it to you.
Yep.
It's not like
everything that you can check or checkbox on needs to be checked in order for you to get all the alerts and info that you will need in order to know that you're a part of the flight.
And then I would recommend go to Halo Waypoint and go into your settings for messages and click the box that says notify me when I get a message.
That helps too.
Because that's where they send the invites out at, is on Waypoint.
Yep.
So yeah, do that. The next section we have here is a lot of engineering and technical talk. So they talk a little bit about the different audio middleware that was in the 360 version of the game and what they've had to do to get Halo 3 to work on Xbox One. A lot of technical jargon if you want to go read up on that. Then they talk about the hit scan and tick rates, how the game interpolates kind of distance checking and world units for projectiles within the game, how Halo 3 does it versus how Halo 2 does it, and all that kind of stuff. So again, a lot more technical jargon. If you wish to go read it, then that is in there. People may have found a skull that was placed in the last week of flighting called the Acrophobia skull.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this has an interesting little backstory
spiders
to
come
it.
out. Yeah, it's crazy.
I was kind of curious what this skull would actually do based on the name, but mystery has been unveiled. They showed off a little video of what it actually does. So apparently back in Halo CE's development, everyone here remembers the map boarding action, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it was an awkward map. So originally the idea is that instead of having teleporters, you would use jetpacks to go across. Well, that was never fully implemented in the game, but there was leftover code in the game for that ability. So they are actually encapsulating that ability into a skull for Halo 3. So basically what you do is it's kind of mapped to a double jump type thing, where if the second time you jump, you basically have a jetpack and you can kind of just fly around everywhere.
In Halo CE, right?
No, this is Halo 3.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's where the code originated from.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It was
Yeah,
Halo
yeah.
CE.
Right. So you could actually open up a console and put in the command cheat _ jetpack, and you could get it in CE on PC. But that code was still in the game but never utilized, so they extrapolated it, fixed it, and put it into Halo 3, and that's a skull that's going to be coming to the game.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
All those dev quirks.
Wait till the diehard CE fans hear that Halo Reach almost came like 10 years early with the jetpack mechanic.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much. Art and design update. So this is where we start getting into the nitty-gritty good stuff of this update. So everyone was kind of wondering what Season 2 would be, with Halo CE being the second title of MCC, and we never got a Season 2, or not yet at least. But this next season that's coming out is going to have weapon skins, vehicle skins, and different visor colors for Halo CE. So they're adding customization to Halo CE.
Interesting.
They actually found a way to do it.
I love it.
It's pretty limited, but you get a visor color in addition just to your armor color. You have a weapon skin and a vehicle skin that you can choose as well.
I'm interested to see how this vehicle skin thing works.
Me too.
I'm waiting for
I'd
somebody to
imagine-
climb into a scorpion and all of a sudden it turns plaid.
Right.
Yeah, that'll basically be about it. If
Yep.
it's anything like Fortnite, that's exactly what'll happen.
Oh, God.
So yeah, in the update, this is how they explain it. If you choose a skin, you spawn with that skin. So if you start with an AR, then the AR gets the skin that you have on. If you die, the weapon drops with the skin. If someone else picks up that weapon, and this is the same thing for vehicles, if someone gets in that vehicle, then once that person basically takes over ownership of either the weapon or the vehicle, their skin gets applied right then and there. We don't know if it's a fade effect, we don't know if it's just an instantaneous change, but yeah. And unlike Halo 5, where the skin
Switch.
sticks to the weapon, the skin will actually switch.
Living, breathing paint jobs. I love it. Sounds fun.
It'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting. And it looks like it's just going to be...
No, you don't, Arpod.
It looks like it's just going
Sorry.
to be a set of preset skins that's going to be loaded. It doesn't look like it's something that you can add your own skins in there, but I'm sure if the community comes up with something, they may consider adding some more in the future. That wouldn't surprise me. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, weapon skins are coming to Halo CE.
I did notice that they are adding the Flame Warthog skin from Halo Wars.
Yep.
The first Halo.
It's kind of an offshoot.
I had that little pack, that download code for the, what it was that? It was the Elite Honor Wraith and then the Flaming Warthog.
Yeah, I had those as well.
Got it for the pre-order, yeah.
Oh, you had to pre-order to get it?
Originally, yes.
For the original
my
game, yeah.
I think my local GameStop was just on some like underground stuff because I didn't I just bought it from the store and the code was in there. I was like, cool.
One of them was part of the limited edition.
Yes. The Flaming Warthog was part of the limited edition. The Wraith was a pre-order bonus, I believe. But if they had leftover, it's not uncommon. GameStop would give out codes if they had leftover ones.
Yeah, because I bought Halo Wars pretty fast after it came out, but I definitely didn't pre-order it or anything like that.
Yeah, they'll give out extra codes if there's a stock surplus or stockpile left over.
Mm-hmm.
So yep, there's a couple of different examples over on the update if you want to go check them out. Looks like there's 8 or so assault rifle weapon skins, and it looks like for the most part, I guess kind of all the default starting weapons will have weapon skins, and there's tank skins, there's Warthog skins, or
That's cool.
Even it could be possible where all the weapons and vehicles have skins. So we'll have to wait and see. The Challenge Hub is getting a little bit of an update as well, thanks to all the feedback from flighting. And there's a little bit of a touch on Forge. Obviously, Forge has received a huge update in Halo 3, which touched a little bit on that. Yeah.
Yes, it has.
I'm sure you guys are happy.
I am familiar and very pleased with it's not so much the items they added, it's the tools that they added that I think is probably the best part. Bringing Halo 3 a little closer to its modern sister iterations. Mm-hmm. It's nowhere near as close as, even Reach, but it's got some things that really push it forward to make it usable again in 2020.
Right.
No more delayed spawns, you mean?
Well, just a bunch of things, better physics controls and having phasing objects and coordinate planes being able to be utilized down to small increments, rotational snaps. It's just crazy small technical things that I would consider an essential in Forge in modern day.
Yeah. All those things that we've come to know and love with Halo Reach and Halo 4 Forge, and Halo 3 Forge was nice because it was the first Forge implementation, but
did not age well.
No.
I was always totally blown away by what the Forgers were able to accomplish with the Halo 3 Forge. As rudimentary as it is, or was, and how complex of maps they were able to create.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, and DJ
knows ingenuity.
DJ knows the pain of the griffball courts too.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of trial and error there, and figuring out how they worked, what angles were the right thing. Wall hops, being able to accomplish the same tricks depending on whether or not which version of the game we're playing. It was always interesting, and we had some really incredible forgers do some meticulous work on those courts to ensure that we had something playable every single time we rolled out.
Not to mention the neutral host and the spectator courts as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because we had to have those for all those.
Yeah. Got to be able to stream them.
Yep.
Our pod actually brings up an interesting point on whether or not the Forge upgrades are coming to Xbox. And my gut reaction would be yes, but they don't specifically say in the update, I think, if the particular upgrades to Forge are coming to the Xbox. But I'd be very surprised if they weren't.
Me too.
That seems very odd to have, especially if the file share stuff is supposed to be able to interact between PC and Xbox, and you forge a map to where you're going to a platform that doesn't have those forge items in it, that just wouldn't make sense. So my guess is that the updates are there for PC will eventually make it to Xbox.
Better hope.
I'd be very surprised if they did.
Fingers crossed.
Very surprised. I'll just put it that way. The top community reported issues. Some of these are still ongoing. Xbox performance audio issues, mouse input, idle stops matchmaking, all the kind of pretty much a lot of the same standard stuff. As far as top reported issues. Here's where they're at as far as global features and other things that they're looking to add to the game. So progression system and improvements and challenges that's been flighted, and they'll continue to make improvements post Halo 3's launch. UI and UX improvements around navigation, roster customization, and many more areas of the game. View model adjustments, Steam account linking, in-game FPS cap and adjustments, customization improvements, PC file share, and additional video settings and options. Those are the ones that are currently active in development. The ones that are in the design iteration phase, which means they're kind of like the right behind the ones that are in active development. Custom game browser. Yay. That would be helpful. Input-based matchmaking.
Better.
Yeah. Input-based matchmaking, regional server selection, cross-play between the Xbox and PC. That one's finally on the docket. That's good. It's good to see. That's coming around. Additional mod support, text chat improvements, better ways to report players. Yes, please. I hate filling out a 30-minute form every time I want to report a player on Halo support.
Yeah, there needs to be a quick button because it shouldn't be negatively impacting our gameplay. Like, because we have to report stupid people for being stupid people.
Yeah, and we shouldn't have to report, oh, it's this map, this build. It's on PC, it's on this game mode, it's at this time. It's just like, no, just, yeah. Anyways. And double keybinds for all games. Please get that in there soon.
Thank God.
Please. Please, we need that in there soon.
Dust is like, put that at the top of the list, please.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
It's absolutely imperative for the functionality of the game and the ability for the player to truly personalize their experience in the game. So.
Yeah. Keybind lifers. Yeah, that's right. In the backlog and pending further discussions, VFR improvements to Reach and Halo 2 Anniversary. Variable frame rate for those that don't know what that is. Idle system improvements. That's a big complaint just all around. Bringing PC features to console like FOV sliders. Additional accessibility support. Split screen on PC and HDR support on PC.
Nice.
And that's it for the MCC update for this month. So, Halo 3 next week?
Hey, good stuff on the horizon.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Next article we have is just a little kind of note thing, and this is just kind of in the ongoing spree of mega constructs, posts, and whatnot. So I've kind of boiled this down, and also Sketch made a post on Twitter about this earlier today, so I'll read that too.
Oh, good. Good, because we're going to get into it.
Yeah. This month, the first official Halo Infinite collectibles mega constructs start landing in stores. Some of these products will include a redemption code for exclusive Halo Infinite in-game content. Code redemption isn't available yet, and the page required, or the page and the required systems are targeted to go live in August. That redemption page will be halowaypoint.com/redeem. Hold on to your code. Once the redemption page is live, we'll share more. We'll share the word on social channels. When the page is live, you'll need to be logged into your Microsoft account in order to redeem your codes. Once the code is redeemed, your Halo Infinite content will be saved to your account and waiting for you in-game when it launches this holiday. So just kind of getting ahead of the curve there when people go out and start buying stuff next week. Because stuff drops in stores next week. Yeah.
I can already see the Twitter fights going.
Oh, yeah.
I can't redeem my code!
Yeah.
Did you read the post?
So,
no.
Do you want to read? Yeah, you're going to read Sketch's
yes.
things because, and then I've got to have a comment on that one.
Yeah. and this this has happened all backwards, and it just as a community, we just have to take it with the grain of salt. As 2020 is just a effed up year to begin with, and
Beyond.
it's just going to be a whole bunch of more crazy until who knows when. But Sketch said this with regards to a lot of the Halo Mega Constructs announcements that have been made, and there's been some previous discussions about the toy industry and how it works is there's certain milestones that the toy companies have to put stuff out there so brick and mortar stores can start planning out displays, planning out their shelves for the whole year. So they need to know sizes, they need to know what displays and what marketing stuff that they need. So that's why you see a lot of this Mega Construct stuff coming out, because they're one of the biggest Halo collectibles for the Halo community. So that's why you've seen a lot of Halo Mega Construct stuff and not a lot of Halo Infinite news, because as a toy company, they have to hit their marks on certain things. And being a software company and a game studio, 343 doesn't necessarily have to put stuff out. So with that aside, hopefully that's as clear as mud.
Yeah. Well, I want you to remember something. When it comes to retail stores like Target, Walmart, Kmart, Sears, any of them, every spot in that store is reserved for a product. Deals are cut on where that product is displayed, for how long that product is displayed. So they have to get that stuff out when the contract states it. They don't have a choice in the matter. It's a legally binding contract. So, and every square inch of a retail store is dollars. So they've got to have that stuff. They have to have the shelves filled so they can make money.
Yep. So with that, Sketch made a tweet earlier today. And I think this was kind of in response to Mega Constructs actually...
The absurd thirsty panic?
Well, we'll get to that in a second.
Swear to God.
Panic? What panic?
Mega Constructs released their initial Halo Infinite lineup of building sets this week or today or something. And they're really interesting sets. I'm not going to lie, I'm probably going to go out and buy a few. And there's also Halo Heroes Series 12 coming out. Sketch put out a tweet, because obviously the community was in the kerfuffle. And he said, while we unfortunately had toy leaks earlier this year, products appearing now are all expected and part of the roadmap. We wouldn't intentionally spoil key game details, so don't read too much into anything. Not every collectible is a literal tie-in to the game.
So, with that being said, it's time for a moment with DJ's Corner. And I'm looking at you, Halo content creators, Halo producers, and Halo fans everywhere. Please, do me a favor, pull your head out of your and stop thirsting so hard that you are looking towards a Lego knockoff to define how the entirety of the game may or may not be laid out. I know that you want Halo Infinite. We've all wanted Halo Infinite. It's not like we haven't been waiting for Halo Infinite forever, because it feels like it's an infinite wait time. And you know what? It's for a good reason, because they are doing their best job to live their best lives and make sure that we've got the best opportunity to experience Halo Infinite. If you think, for some reason, that you're going to pull some rabbit out of the hat by saying, there's a piece stuck onto a character's arm, that's the entire storyline, I need you to take 5 seconds, deep breathe, longer than it took me to decide whether I was wearing this hair on stream, and really consider, is it that necessary? Are you that hungry for content that you have to make a video because you saw an accessory on the side of a Lego Mega Bloks toy? You're giving me headaches, people. I need you to calm the heck down. I didn't even use my bleeper. I managed to not swear. Look at that. I can get it together. If I can get it together, you can get it together. Please, for the love of all that is holy, stop freaking out. You want to know why we're afraid to ever leak anything? You want to know why anybody's ever afraid to leak anything? Because this is what happens. I'm going to draw on a napkin. Look, that's the face of Jesus on the side of Master Chief. It's the Lord. That's not what it means. It means that there I happened to put my glass on it and then it got wet because I was drinking something. That doesn't mean it's the face of Christ. Calm down. Calm down. Breathe. And think before you make an entire video based on a simple shoulder accessory that somebody just randomly threw on the toy for pictures. Come on.
Well, It's an interesting condition in the community because you have so many of these of the biggest channels in Halo have kind of made themselves dependent on what's the word I want to use here? It's
Clickbait
ironic.
craziness.
Yeah, you know, I think you can't be too lazy if you're making a 20-minute video about a toy release about 15 minutes after it came out. But like, people have become dependent on not making videos about the Halos we have. They only make videos about their speculation on the Halo we don't have. And with this game, there's nothing to go off of other than, the maybe, I guess 3 trailers that we've had so far.
Mm-hmm.
But we can make it. Go ahead. Sorry.
The biggest.
Well, I'm just saying, I think we're in a weird spot as the Halo community because the biggest channels are the ones. I'm not trying to bash on what people make. I'm just trying to make an observation outright. The biggest Halo channels don't really make what I would consider tangible Halo content. They make speculation on what may or may not be real. So you got this setup where you have a lot of people consuming these videos that aren't necessarily about anything real in Halo. It's just some guy's ideas, and that person's ideas are just as valid as mine or anybody in the chats or anybody who's flipped on the game and played it. But we've put these people on a pedestal that by, through some manner of like mental gymnastics, we've decided that this person somehow can interpret a toy release better than anybody else and that it means something. So it's a weird spot I think the community is in for sure with how content is consumed in Halo.
And I agree with you on the mental gymnastics because it takes a parkour person who just went 5 miles across the entire uppermost buildings in New York City to equate to being able to extract the entire storyline and death of Locke based on a piece of plastic no bigger than my pinky nail. Like, come on! You're killing me! Killing me. Everybody needs to just take a step back, relax. We've got 3 weeks, and then it's coming, and you'll get your next peek in. It's gonna be there. It'll happen. Oh my God!
Then we'll watch
Learn
Locke
to
die in a
crochet
trailer
or something in the meantime. But for the love of God, stop panicking because of Mega Bloks toy.
You got to give them credit. They're going through
puppy.
withdrawal.
I need my puppy. I need puppy hugs to just.
Yeah.
We've waited how many years? We can wait 3 more weeks without panicking.
Yeah.
It's like grabbing a Hot Wheels and saying, look, this is what the future of the Covenant is. It's a Hot Wheels.
Wheels.
Come on.
The Covenant will have wheels in Halo Infinite.
Oh, gosh.
God. It's like I'm watching these conversations happen on Twitter and thinking there is data being wasted. I hope you're getting charged by the letter because these tweets are pointless.
Yeah, there's a lot of YouTubers that have started kind of going the Halo follower cringy route. It's like, just take a step
that
back.
name. No, don't use that phrase.
We don't say, don't you speak to me in that tone of voice. Don't you look at me with those words in your eyes. We don't say that here.
Don't use that F word.
Don't use that F word. Jesus.
Yeah.
That's not even considered content.
No. So all that to say.
Sorry, that was my 1 moment of ranting. Now I'm over. There you go. I'm done. I'll be quiet the rest of the show.
You're good. all that to say, they're toys. Take things with a grain of salt. Yes, there's obviously, like, yes, we knew Banis was going to be an Infinite because of all the Banis toys. It's okay to make general assumptions about what's going to happen, but take it with a grain of salt. The toys are
don't get
not
attached.
What's the term I'm looking for? They're not lore inclusive. What's the term?
Representative of the franchise.
They're not canon. The toys are not canon.
Of the canon, yeah.
The toys are not canon.
They're meant to play
Toys
with.
don't exist in Halo. Proof. Fact. 20-minute video.
No, that's not true.
How toys went extinct in the Halo universe.
There are
the
stuffed
teddy bears.
animals that many of the grunts play with.
Yeah. They're
They have
toys
their
in
little
Halo.
chief dolls.
Exactly. Anyways, so there's your little rationalization corner with DJ, and we need some kind of soundbite for DJ corner.
Right? And at the end of the day, just keep in mind, when it comes to me and my opinion about whatever content you decide to make, for whatever ridiculous reason you choose to make it, don't forget.
Oh, hi. Thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
There we go. I love that clip. It's my thing.
Am I allowed to use that clip on the podcast?
Why not?
I'm just
I
checking.
use it on my stream constantly.
Nope. Okay.
I have no idea who that is. One of our community members gave those. He's like, "Hey, you should do this every time that you die in Rainbow Six Siege." Sure, that's easy. That'll happen a lot.
It happens a lot regardless of what game he's playing.
Right. I mean, I'm really good at dying. They call me the respawn god for a reason.
That segment needs a lead in from Goose.
There we go.
Disclaimer from Goose and then DJ Rant and then over.
There we go.
DJ?
Sorry. Yes, sir.
Puppy Cam.
Puppy Cam. Hi, puppy. Oh, what a cutie. What a cutie. I'm so excited to be able to have Puppy Cam on the show.
Yes. Yes.
I might have Puppy Cam next week. I don't know.
I want a puppy.
I'm scared of what's going to happen with the puppy, because right now, even just at the 6-week mark, he was almost 13 pounds.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you should see his paws are gigantic already. And I know when we pick him up, he'll probably be closer to 15. Like,
wow.
It's Great Danes. They grow quickly. Like, they're going to do a lot of sleeping the first couple of months, because they will average about 5 pounds a week ish. And, at first, and then it just gets even crazier.
So you've bought the bulk truckload of dog food, right?
We actually, because of how many Danes we have raised in this household, we have a great deal with Pets on Broadway, which is this their pet shop. They've taken care of all of our Danes. They do really well, but yeah, we get all sorts of fun little deals on that because we buy them.
When does the dump truck show up?
Right. Well, that's why we have that's why we have an SUV. So we just throw the bags of food in the truck, and there we go.
Very nice.
But, yeah.
All right. So since we already covered an hour plus worth of stuff, we're going to try to shotgun the rest because we got quite a few other things to talk about. We have shotgun.
Bang! What's up with that thing? I want to know. How does it hang? It hangs off his shoulder. It was a toy, and you guys still made videos about it. Sorry. Go on.
DJ's just not going to let that one go. The final post that we have on Waypoint is today's community spotlight, and I believe this theme still works.
With lots of good choices.
DJ's not there.
Yeah.
I don't know why DJ's missing.
You broke it again.
Congratulations!
I've never actually fixed this specific one.
I don't think you ever added DJ to this one.
No, he's there.
I'm underneath all the drawings.
Actually, you're the very top source in OBS.
Interesting.
Oh, I see what's the problem.
Is it because there was a helmet put on my shoulder and all of a sudden somebody decided to take me out of the frame because I talked smack about it?
No, it's because for some reason your video...
Awkward. Oh, it's... Hello.
Whoa.
Psychedelic, man.
Promethean warped in there.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a new transition?
I love it. I think I'm going to keep the cringe hair forever. He's so
totally
like DJ. Can you please chill out?
DJ just
right? This is Final Form DJ.
I don't think we've seen Final Form DJ.
No, it involves me actually growing this hair for real. I would like this hair. I would like to not be able to do this. I feel like that ruins the effect. Oh, what did I do to my hair now?
Do you need to fix it?
I don't know. Do I? I feel like Crazy Pants looks well on me. So
whatever works.
Moving on.
All right. So we've got the first one here, the creme de la creme. A very, very neat pencil drawing of the Halo Infinite Chief appearance from last year. Even got the reflection on the visor.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's probably the best part, to be honest.
Did you watch the video?
I haven't watched the video.
Okay. Can I yak about that for a second? Because
Sure.
this is something that I thought was extraordinary.
I'm going to watch it while you yak about it.
fix my. All right, so anybody who watches the video, and I highly recommend that you watch the video from it because it's truly impressive. When you're watching it, you'll notice that unlike, and I am not an artist by any means, but normally you'd see somebody outline something and start the basic shaping and then adjust and erasers, things like that. No, this artist starts in the far corner and you look at this and you see that three-dimensional level drawing, and it's as the vision is already there, obviously in their head, as they're migrating down and just building it all out. And there's a very slight, I feel like there's spots where there's highlights, outlines, or at least some sort of penciling, but it's just incredible because this is not a skill that I at all in any way, shape, or form have. And I am always amazed and impressed with people who have the capability to take something they see in their imagination and translate that into physical media. It's beautiful, and it's something that I'm always amazed by, and I'll sit and watch these videos just in complete awe. It's like tattoo artists. What they are capable of doing using color and using shapes and using their ability to translate their imagination is not a skill I have. And while I'd like to believe that, hey, maybe as a DJ, I hope that I can translate emotions through music in the same nature that this artist is using with their pencils and their colors, it's still breathtaking to me. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah. I have it playing on the stream now too, and it's about 4 minutes long, but this is incredibly detailed.
This isn't like I'm going to make a drawing and then I'm going to start touching it up and adding things, maybe adding reflections, taking things away, using erasers like I would think you would do. No, this is a vision already in their head, and that's it. They know exactly how this needs to look. Yeah. He's
doing it lefty, which is the craziest part.
I'm looking at him do it. Weirdo. Strong. We're in our right minds. Strong with you.
Yeah, this is incredible. I saw the picture.
Okay, well, that explains a lot, DJ.
What, that I'm left-handed and in my right mind? You're not wrong. There we go. But yeah, no, and I don't know how they did it. I don't know how he did it.
With pencils, I'm pretty sure.
GG, smart. There you go.
I'm guessing he pencil outlined a lot of the major.
Okay, yeah.
Because it almost looks like, or I don't know if maybe I'm just seeing things. It looks like he's probably adjusting something underneath it. So maybe he did a pencil outline of a printout of it, and then once he had all the pencil outlines, he started drawing it in from a reference picture.
Yeah.
The cool thing about this video is that it's actually not sped up. This guy railed 6 addies before starting this drawing. And he just taped a camera to his forehead, and he's like, I'm going to draw a Master Chief. And then this is the real-time video. So you can even see the small spots where the paper struggles to remain in our reality because his hand is moving so fast across it that it's being dragged into a different dimension.
I want credit for not being the one to have taken it there. All right? It wasn't me this time.
This time.
But no.
You're fine this time, DJ.
That's not just a reflection. That guy actually went to the reality where that warthog is, and he referenced it, and he brought it back, and that's a small little portal.
But it's incredible. Yeah, no, it's absolutely a breathtaking piece of art. Breathtaking piece of art.
Most definitely.
Yeah. Well done.
Oh, he did one of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
And Baby Yoda. Wow, this guy does a lot.
So
you think he's an artist?
No.
But
he might know how to draw.
So, as we normally do, we have our top picks for everybody. First one here is for DJ. This is a cover of Never Forget.
Yep. And just to be clear, so this is an audio track, and this is a compilation and a kind of a remaster of Halo soundtracks, and it is incredible. And I as somebody who spends 9 hours a week DJing to his stream and finding new ways of communicating my emotional situation through music, I think it's important when we can manage to take anything from Halo that is able to provoke or evoke an emotional response, memories, nostalgia, or remind us of experiences that take us back to what originally fascinated us with the storyline, and bring us back to that moment when we were, 10, 12, in my case, 30 something or 105, when the game came out, and translate that in a new way. And I think that this does this incredibly well. It's a beautiful piece of music. And for me, like, all of the Halo soundtracks are incredible. When you look at especially like 3, ODST, and Reach, and you take all of the different elements of those soundtracks into one another, and you can feel that emotional turmoil, the tragedy, and the exploration. In some cases, the manicness that is happening as you're trying to figure out what the heck you're doing, where you're going, or how you're going to save people without sacrificing your own life, because there are more people to save once you're done saving them. And it does a great job of translating that in a new state of media, and I like it. I thought it was really well done.
Yes, it is.
Very good. Next one we have is on my pick. This one is Two Betrayals by @JJ_Rabid on Twitter.
Hey, JJ.
This is a very nice piece.
Yes, it is.
I like it a lot.
God, I hate that mission.
Yep.
This art is cool, though.
Hate the mission, love the art. There you go. This next one is GT's pick. This one is called Blue Team by @NicholasCM on Twitter.
It's cool. I like the stylization.
Mhm.
Almost looks like... Oh, I didn't...
Crumpled paper.
I didn't notice this before. Like, it looks like pieces are kind of like stripped away. Yeah, kind of like paper.
Missing.
Yeah.
Does it form a shape?
No,
it doesn't look
not
like
really.
It looks kind of random.
It looks like just kind of like, almost like if it was a poster and parts of the poster was falling off. Kind of.
Yeah.
Partway through, he was like, I really don't want to draw that right shoulder. And
That's
he's
what
like,
it
hold
looks
on,
like.
this could be a...
That's what it
Chief
looks like.
doesn't
could
need
be a
his
whole
right
gimmick.
side.
I would draw the right shoulder, but Mega Bloks is going to take it and pull it out anyway, so who cares?
Well, like half
There we go.
of Linda's sniper's gone. Kelly's left shoulder is completely missing. And so is Chief's right shoulder. I don't know what happened. Still a cool piece nonetheless. That we're
Yeah.
ripping it apart.
I
Okay. No one else laughed at that joke.
Nice to you with
Rest
you,
in peace.
Dave.
Next one is Spartans by Ethereal, EOD.
It's called Spartans. Only one person in that picture is a Spartan.
Well,
That's pretty cool. Ethereal's kind of new to this scene, and his stuff is really good. He's reminiscent in a way of Pixel Flare with kind of the blown out, like saturated images, but he does them really well, and he's got his own little flair on him.
yeah.
Got a purple flashlight for that ODST.
He's quickly become one of the, I would consider, one of the better, if not one of the best Halo artists you can find out there, at least on like the social scenes. So
Mhm.
if you're not following Ethereal, you probably should.
Yeah.
That Spartan almost looks like Archangels.
It is.
Is it Archangel? Oh, it is.
I saw it
is.
on Twitter. Yeah,
I was like, wait a second. That
it was for
that
Archangel.
OC looks very familiar. Cool. So yeah, that was for Archangel. Very nice. Next one that was on the list. I think this is yours, DJ, or was this GT's? It was one of you two, but this is Halo 2
It was not mine.
by Infinite Light YT on Twitter. Oh,
That was
GT
not
had
mine.
it as well. Both of you guys had it.
Oh, Infinite Light Media. I know that guy.
I will say I like it because just from the lighting aspect, the way the lighting rolls up into the sky, and you've got the clouds. Clearly, it's at sunset.
Mm-hmm.
It really gives you that sense of atmosphere, while also a sense of grandeur in this rising, cityscape that's behind it. But that preparation for battle, it's like I got 2 guns, a few bullets, and a lot of people to kill.
Where's the
Let's do
Banshees?
this. Yeah.
Ben Juro found all the extra Banshees. Where are the Banshees? Sorry, I had to go there. I didn't list this one. No one else listed this one, but it has the old Windows logo in it.
Yeah, I noticed that.
This is Vaporwave _chief.exe by Armin _scientunist on Reddit.
No comments.
Okay.
I actually just got in a little scuff on Twitter about this one because someone had posted this original piece is by one of the concept artists, I think Isaac Hannaford.
Oh.
And this one, the spotlight is kind of like a heavily edited.
Oh yeah,
version.
I've seen the concept. Right.
Yeah. But then I was under the impression that it was posted, like the person posted this as if they had made all of it. And I put out on Twitter, I was like, hey man, this needs to be like reviewed or something. But it was cleared up after the fact. So
Gotcha. I just thought it was funny that there was the
quiet
Windows
about it.
logo in it. The old Windows logo.
That's back before Microsoft canceled platforms. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I go there?
Let's move on.
Micro Google.
This next one's under GT's picks. This one is Cortana by Jen Martin Draws.
I love this.
Cute little Cortana angel drawing.
That was just cool.
Yeah. It's a cute little drawing.
It kind of makes you wonder if you could make a kid's cartoon out of Halo.
let's hope not.
Maybe
For the sake of the series. I guess they do have the new series of like young what is it? Young adult
novels.
What is it? What's the category of age?
Young adult novels. Yeah.
Yeah, young adult novels.
Yeah. Next one, both DJ and GT mentioned this one, and I mentioned this one on the solo show I did, but they were adamant that we talk about it because it is cool and it's pixel flare, and yeah, it's pixel flare. So DJ and GT, since you have the opportunity now to get your words in, would you like
Go
to
for it,
comment on
Well,
this
now
piece?
it's after the fact. I don't have anything to say.
He's like, since then I've decided I don't like it.
It's the Sentinel Matrix arms. That's what it reminds me of.
Go ahead, GT.
Not Doc Ock?
Yeah, I was going to say, I was thinking Doc Ock here.
Yeah.
Marvel has invaded Halo. Oh, or sorry, DC. No, I just really like the scene that Pixel had put forth here. He uses the Halo 5 Arbiter with his Prophet's Bane energy sword.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I just like the layout of it. It's Chief and Arbiter battling side by side with a hammer and a sword. DJ can appreciate that. That's why he likes it.
Also true. One of the things that I love about this picture, when I'm looking at these and analyzing things for art, I love the colorscape because you've got hints of varying different colors. You've got the greens on his armor. You've got the bright orange and the flares. The glare is great. The way that it's missing, you can see that there's atmosphere in there, which I love. The way that the lights are reflecting off of the right angles is also impressive. For me, one of the things that really stands out about this, aside from the fact that, yes, hammers and swords, I'm automatically a fan. Hey, will you win? Contests? I'm biased. Who cares? Some of the most terrifying images in cinema in my mind have been the giant states of creatures, especially mechanized creatures that you can't seem to stop. When you think of the Matrix and the final Matrix Revolutions and all of those creatures coming out, all of the Sentinels all coming down out of the ceiling, right? All with the giant razor claws that are snapping and biting and coming out in mass hordes, right? You've got, Doc Ock. When you think of, what was the other one? When you think of Transformers 3 in Chicago, the giant, like Soundwave's giant creature that's coming up and wrapping around and eating that and compressing itself and eating that entire skyscraper as it's falling over. It's got all of these crazy arms over the place. And you think of that level of danger. These two do not have guns. They don't have instant cannons. They have a sword. They have a hammer. And it's like, you know what? YOLO, let's go.
Right.
Arbiter's not even attacking. He's just standing still like a jerk. He's just
For me, I see him as
He's winding up
concentrating.
for the
He's
swing
waiting.
now. Come on.
He is going to start spinning in circles and cutting those arms off, and it's going to be no holds barred. They're not going to stop until it's dead, and I have no fear whatsoever that these two can't handle it. But I see those arms, and I think that is what is that you can't see in the picture. That size of an army, that size of a creature, that size of a mechanized insanity is what's coming at them. And of course, in standard fashion, these heroes don't back down, and it's a never give up, never surrender moment. And that's, I think, one of those things that entices us as fans of the characters to be so embedded and so invested in their storyline and in their success as we move through the Halo franchise, and hopefully what we'll get to see and experience and play in Infinite. So that's one of the things that just stood out for me for this picture, and I probably way overanalyzed it, but that's also,
I just think it's a cool picture.
Well, if you want to overanalyze it some more, then go to the thread. And I just posted the specific tweet.
Oh, yeah.
He posted a 360 wraparound of the Blender scene that he set up before he threw it into After Effects.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pixel Flare does a lot of his work in post. He'll do a raw render and then edit even down to just straight up colors in post, which I always think is impressive because I know personally that's I do that too, and I know it to be very tedious and strenuous. So the level of quality he accomplishes doing that is bizarre.
Yeah. One of my favorites. I think it's incredible. He's got a unique flair for seeing things that I think other people may not necessarily grasp, but he does it in such exquisite detail that it stands out above and beyond a lot of different artists, and it's good. It's good stuff. It gives people a goal.
He's one of the few 3D artists out there where if you see a piece of artwork, you'll know it's his.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's true.
Yeah. There's some others that I've started to kind of pick up on their specific styles. But Pixel Flares is definitely like blatantly obvious. No, if you see a piece of artwork and it's Pixel Flares, you know it's Pixel Flares.
Yeah.
I would say, in all honesty, as someone who makes 3D art in the Halo community, the only people I feel that have such a strong standout style are Pixel Flare and Ethereal.
Yep.
Everybody else, they kind of work with what I would consider like an interchangeable style or set of assets or kind of like a trope of type of picture, myself included. And those two have done a good job at creating work that is standout. So that is a feat in its own.
Yeah. I said we were going to shotgun these, and we are not shotgunning these. So
yeah,
we'll continue to move on here. Next one is down a little bit. This one is the Shepherdess. I don't know what. I'm always horrible at trying to figure out what the what the style of artwork is, whether this is like a oil, I don't think it's watercolor, but like what method they use to make this piece of artwork. But it's the Shepherdess by Spartan_Mandy on Twitter.
Hey, nice. Mm-hmm. Another familiar name.
I'm sure we're gonna hit a bunch of familiar names for you tonight.
Yeah.
Like the only thing that would make this scarier is if there is an alternating version, like almost in a GIF, where it went back and forth with red highlights and her eyes are open, staring right at you, like to define rampancy. That right there is the expression of I'm about to lose my mind, and you've just earned my wrath. Today was not the day,
right? Next one in the eye candy section. This one is a big piece, so you might not get the full thing in there, but it's ODST Desert Camo by DAP995254 on Reddit.
Yep.
That's a cosplay, isn't it? It's a dab, right? Yeah.
It is an epic cosplay.
And we got to see so many things at Outpost Discovery, so many different amazing cosplays. It never ceases to amaze me, the insanely detailed talent of these cosplayers, and they're artists. They're physical medium artists that are making an opportunity to become something that we only get to play digitally, and they get to play it in real life. And it's always astounding to see what new things these cosplayers can create.
Yep. And speaking of cosplayers, GT's next one is another cosplayer that made the highlight. Mm-hmm. This one is Noble 6 by Ebony Warrior Studios on Reddit.
Noble 6?
Carter.
Yep. Yeah, it's Carter, but
it is this.
Isn't he Noble 1?
Yeah, but I mean, you could customize your own Noble 6 to probably look like it, so grain of salt, I guess. It's not canon. Don't go make a ranty YouTube video about it.
Of course, the cosplay is great.
Yeah,
it's really good. There's another one in our own personal community highlight that they also call it Noble 6, and it's also a Carter. But we'll get to that in a minute.
We got some fake Halo fans out there in the cosplay community. We got some imposters.
This is the next one. The Hour Approaches by Tom Jurassic.
Yep. Obviously, there's a gravity hammer in that. And while it is...
Oh, that's a Halo Infinite leak right there.
My God. I'm done.
Here we go.
4 days of videos. 4 days of
Here
videos.
we go.
Here we go. Good God. Yes. No, I love it because there's a hammer in it.
Hammer confirmed. Oh.
Hammer confirmed in Mega Bloks. So we know what killed Locke.
Oh, gosh.
Confirmed. We'll talk about it in a couple months.
Don't worry. Oliver is probably already making something about it.
Oh, jeez. Next one on the list is, I thought this one was cool. It's Downtown by XB1 Web Writer on Twitter.
This one, you probably saw, but this one's cool because this is a reference forge. This is a real location. This person took this picture, I'm pretty sure, and then recreated it in
Was
Forge.
this part of the contest?
Wow.
I don't know that for sure.
Okay. I just thought it was interesting because you don't normally see Forge pieces quite like this that often.
Single. Yeah, if you follow like Halo screenshotters, some of them, like people like Nuvellis, they set up sets, like these one-off sets in Forge all the time for their shots. They're pretty cool to see. There's always some interesting piece use and manipulation to pick out.
Okay.
What I like especially is that, so as a forger, I can identify a lot in this picture. With that light there, that's supposed to be the sun. That's not the actual sun. That's a light set to the sun setting for a flare.
Mhm.
And then they've got another light sticking out of that for the ray. It might be the exact same light with a ray and a flare at the same time. And I can guarantee you that that's not far away. That's right in front of the player.
No, that's probably attached to that post that's right there.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool that I can, you can identify what's real and what isn't in the scene.
Yeah. Halo Cavist. I don't recognize his name, but he said he didn't see it in the submission, so I'm guessing he may have been one of the judges for the contest. So thanks for dropping by. And we've got a couple of new people joining in the second half of the show. So thanks for dropping by the Twitch stream. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Next one I have is actually in our YouTube section, but this is by The Domain. And he did a kind of stop motion version of the latest Spanish teaser.
Yeah.
And did little stop motion scenes to it. So it's a pretty good little video. It's a creative take, unlike some of the other YouTube videos that came out recently, which we will not talk about anymore. Heading down on to the Twitter posts. This first one, target eliminated, no need for extraction. This is by Charlotte Anders Smith on Twitter.
Hey, another name. Another familiar name.
Just keep dropping those names, huh? This was a really cool one. Another cool little render. And then the last, I'm trying to drop there we go. Oh, it's that ref source links. I was trying to drop the Twitter links in here because it's kind of small in the stream. So if people want to see them, then you can actually check the links out. And then the next one is right below it. This is a cover of a comic that this person is doing on DeviantArt.
Tex Winterspec, one of the best, hands down, best Halo artists out there.
Yeah,
that's really cool,
incredibly
cover.
Well done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tex does amazing work.
We need to talk about all these artists that you know of.
Yeah.
We need to get on the Discord call for like 2 hours and just go over stuff and share stuff.
Tex, just for my birthday, she did a little drawing of my in-game Spartan, like a concept art type thing.
Cool.
God, it was so sick. Yeah, it was awesome. The two of us, we recently collabed on a piece where I did part of a scene in 3D and she rounded it out in 2D, and then I went back in post and edited it, and then that was pretty cool. So, but she does amazing work. She's never made anything where I was like, wow, that sucks. No, like everything she makes is top tier, like absolutely professional. It's cool.
That's cool. The comic the first issue of her comic is out on DeviantArt, so you can head on over to the DeviantArt page based off of the link over on the spotlight or in the one that I just dropped in the live stream for those that are watching there. And then, of course, at the bottom, we have a birthday cake. So, happy 22nd birthday to Chad.
Chad! Somebody loves you.
Turf grass.
Chad the Dad 7 on Twitter. So there we go. So that is the community spotlight for this week.
Yay! It's over with.
Yay!
Yay, it's over.
No, it's the
It's cool to see.
Spotlight, it's amazing all the art that Snickers finds every time.
Oh yeah,
And it's always
Sam's
fresh
real good at
stuff. It's just the sheer
that
talent of
hashtag
people.
is hard to navigate.
Yeah. The sheer volume of stuff that shows up is just unbelievable.
We still have our community art to go through too. Our
Good.
picks.
God.
Let's see. A couple other social posts have made it out this week. The final Sound Design Saturday on Instagram has been done, and it is Buddy the Pug
Yeah.
Again.
making a return.
buddy, you're a pug.
Lots of
Like that should be the
snackos
intro.
and fun times with a pug and a microphone. There you go.
If you watch it, I want you to close your eyes and listen. Just close your eyes and listen. And let your imagination run.
Mm-hmm.
I already know what it's for, so I'm just gonna say that.
Well, pugs are confirmed in Halo Infinite. I just did a 25-minute video about it.
Can I be honest? Like some of the deeper, all they're doing, so they're oscillating the sound, expanding it, dropping it about 3 octaves, and that's the sound. Especially depending on what you're eating in the game, because there's food. That's the sound of what happens when you fart in your armor. No, is that
Let's
not
hope not.
accurate?
I wouldn't say
I'm
fart.
gonna move on from that. Yeah.
I'm kidding. Not confirmed. DJ does not have any information whatsoever. Please don't take anything I say seriously.
I know Duquesne
Ever.
said he confirmed that is true, so
I wouldn't believe anything Duquesne told you.
Whoa!
And the gauntlet has been thrown. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it live right here on Podtacular.
Oh, jeez. I'm sorry, Duquesne.
It sounds like there might be some animosity between the racing forger and the regular forger.
No, see, Duquesne makes race maps, which, you know, we talked about golf maps and how nobody plays those. It's a similar idea.
There's gonna be a fighting match after this. I can see a 1v1 me bro coming up pretty soon. Let's see. We've got another post on Instagram, the Pets of 343, and that goes into an idea that DJ called me at 12:45 at night last night about you want to propose our idea for podcast in 2 weeks.
Yeah, so obviously I will not be part of the podcast next week because I'll be on my way back from Colorado after picking up the pups, and we'll be back till late. And so I'm thinking that we really get a chance to take a look at not only people's pooches, but look, our little fur babies are like our little mini Spartans. That's our family, and that's, you know, kind of what we do and who we love. So I'm thinking we go through and take a look at an in-depth look at not only the pets of 343, but maybe shots of your favorite pet. Yes, no?
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, we could make that the kind of the topic of the week. We can put out a poll and say, hey, post your pets.
Yep. We'll pick some of our favorites, some of the most unique ones. Obviously, if you have a kangaroo, a giraffe, or an emu, I'm going to be on that one a lot. If you have a rhino, that's illegal. And yeah, unless you're in a that's just illegal, period. So please don't own a rhino. And if you do own a rhino, please don't be awkward. But if you have a kangaroo or a mini kangaroo, let me know. I want to come pet it. Anyways, was that the idea you were referencing?
Lions and tigers and bears, oh my.
Ace, you better watch yourself.
Destin is my favorite pet. Aha!
I'm older than you. Granted, it might be by 3 days, but I'm older than you.
Sit, Ubu, sit.
Good dog. Ooh.
Let's see. Next thing we've got is Halo on YouTube. Finally got the Halo / back. So if you do youtube.com/Halo, it actually goes to the Halo YouTube channel now. It didn't for a while.
Who had it before? Beyonce?
Yeah, what was it leading to?
I don't remember where it was leading to before, but
TikTok channel.
their channel used to be youtube.com/C/Halo Waypoint. I think from when they first got the Halo YouTube like in 2009, 2010.
Got it. Yeah.
So they officially now have youtube.com/Halo, which should make things a lot easier come that the marketing is going to start rolling out like crazy here in sometime this month. We also have the Halo matchmaking or multiplayer team fundraiser stream that happened over this past weekend, raising funds for We Are Gameheads, and they managed to raise $5,000 for the charity. And our guest happened to be a guest on that charity stream.
Yes. All over the place.
You want to tell us a little bit about that and all the Forge guessing game shenanigans that you guys got involved with?
Yeah, so I was approached to do a little segment on Forge, because the Gameheads is a charity that provides money for programs for youth of color to get involved in the fields that result in game creation, because it's an underexposed demographic for the industry. So the person who kind of put it together, the MP team, Fernando, he was approaching some people of ethnicity within the community to do some things and kind of be there for the cause. So I was approached for Forge, and I got to go on there with Michael Shore, who is the lead designer for Forge in Halo Infinite.
Yes.
So that was pretty cool. And then also with a good buddy of mine, old Forge friend, Cliff, who, when I knew him, he was just a forger back in the day, but now he's a level designer, 4343. So we did some Forge stuff. Often what I said on the stream is that when you see a Forge map, when you play it, you're seeing the final product. You don't really, if you're not a forger yourself, you don't know what it takes to get a map there. So me and Cliff were kind of spitballing some ideas, like how can we build stuff without doing a really boring, like 1 hour of building? Because it's not that fun to watch.
Sure.
So I was like, hey, I've got this stuff that I've made already. What if I lay the pieces out in front of everybody? I cover the final product and I have them guess. So that's what I did.
That's cool.
Besides, for the sake of the flex, I built an entire map for the stream to be on. I just built a map that the night or two ahead of time. And I laid the pieces out. I was like, okay, here's your options, A, B, or C. And the chat had to try to guess what the objects came together to make. And it was always stuff that you wouldn't expect. So, I had pipes and barriers that came together to form speeders. I used a bunch of Covenant pieces to make like a brand new alien ship type thing. I showed how you could turn. I recreated parts of Plaza. We made a giant cannon with like a belt-fed projectile, like a giant cannon. Like I'd pointed out that this cannon object was part of a map I had made, like playable space. So that was that. And I went in on a map of mine that I made that was really like high detailed. And you can, if you're looking to check it out in Forge, the map is called Stonegrave. It's in my files. I went in and I was like, hey, all Forge maps, no matter how good they look to you, at some point looked ugly, and they were just a collection of pieces. So I went in on the map, and here it looks nice now, but then I strip the textures away, I strip the colors away, I break them up. It's just regular pieces. So mostly to show that, Forge isn't some, what's the word I want? It's not an exclusive tool. It leans itself to being open for use, and anybody can pull cool stuff off with it. So that was kind of the point of the stream on my end, was to say like, hey, I may be good at Forge, but you definitely can too, because look at how crappy this looked before I put it together in this order. So
interesting.
That was the gist of my end.
That's an interesting way to approach it, because especially with how crazy complex Forge is in Halo 5.
Oh yeah, and it's definitely complex now, but I tell people all the time, I'm like, look, you think it's complex, you learn it, you'll never want to go back to a previous Forge. I've never found a single forger who took the time to learn Halo 5 say that, oh man, I hate it. It's always like, man, I hate Halo 4 or I hate Halo Reach Forge now, because the tools are so much more expansive and better for the workflow that once you get them, you got it.
Gotcha. Cool. Yeah, that's really awesome. And I think they went for 8 hours on Saturday?
Yeah, I want to say they started at 1, or they started at 11 their time and ended at 6 their time.
So, okay, so 6 or
just
7
about,
hours.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, I hope they get to do it again or do something like that again. That was I hopped in there for your segment since you tweeted out that you were going to be on. So I hopped in there for your segment and watched.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. I tried.
No, it was cool.
I chatted a few times in there. I'm like, hey, I know 2 of those people. No one responded to me in the chat. I actually
Nobody
did,
paid attention
panelists-
to you, Dust.
Thanks.
I was too focused on trying to be lively because the stream was my screen, so I didn't want to be just like sitting around. I made sure while they were talking or answering questions, I was
Right.
forging something or interacting.
Yeah. I got to hang out with Michael, the Forge Lord, in Anaheim.
Yeah.
After he was actually on one of my panels.
Well, I had to suppress.
Yeah.
I had to suppress all my burning Forge questions.
Right. Had to be professional on stream.
Yeah.
Well, good. I think I just posted the resulting tweet in the chat for those that want to check it out. And then final kind of official social stream post that we have is this one comes from the Xbox account, and it's a pick 3 to take down the flood. And you have the Master Chief, Arbiter, Chip Stovo, Guilty Spark, Cortana, Tartarus, a Grunt, Yap the Grunt, Sergeant Johnson, or Noble One Carter. Pick 3 of those.
You definitely want Guilty Spark because he can't get infected.
Yep.
I mean,
He's got laser eye,
got
and he can
logic plagued, so
Oh well, a Grave Mine did that,
Yeah.
or like the Primordial did that. He's like a whole other level.
they're part of the flood. Duquesne just says Chip
Well, he's
Stubbo 3
Mending and
times.
Bias had an attitude problem. So there's
Isn't Johnson immune to the flood? Like
Johnson's
canonically,
also immune, so he has to be in there because they can't infect him.
because
Right.
what he's got like Luke Gehrig's disease or something. What's he got that makes him immune to the flood?
What's the latest on that? Isn't that like an excuse or something? And there's something
No, it was in the book. It's literally in the books.
Yeah.
But I thought there was something else that was addressed after the early books. I have to go back.
It was the same reason why he wasn't able to become a Spartan. It prevented him from being able to complete the augmentation
that was in like
process.
in one of the first 6 books. But I thought there was something else that came out after that.
There's two theories.
Oh
There's
my
two
God, here we
theories. Genetic manipulation that he went through when he was a Project Orion candidate.
Yeah.
Or the other theory is that he came down with this disease by
Lou
being
Gehrig's disease.
No, it's not Lou Gehrig's.
or whatever it's called.
Because he was exposed to Covenant plasma.
I remember there being something about plasma and the Force, and then they did something to him when he was passing by Vulcan. They transported him, unfortunately, and it resulted in him being recovered on the Battlestar Galactica.
His ping was too high to be infected.
There we go.
Yeah.
But either way, supposedly, whichever one did it has basically scrambled his nervous system to the point where the flood cannot take control of his nervous system. He can be infected, he just can't be controlled by the flood because they can't take over his nervous system.
Interesting.
But he's dead.
Wow.
Hey, wow. Halo Infinite spoiler.
Wow.
Just put it out there. He's dead.
Are we sure?
He's in a cave on Reach.
343 came back like in Johnson.
Dusty.
He's in
Wow.
the cave.
Just like Jesus, that was rough even for me, bro.
I did that just so I could get a reaction out of people.
Like, I want to use my bleep button so bad right now.
I'm surprised you didn't.
Pardon me while I just go myself.
Good Lord. Poor Johnson, I miss you so much. You don't deserve this reality.
I did that purely to see people's reaction. That's the only reason I said that.
Like, chat's just over here horrified. Dusty went savage. At least I was yelling about toys. You insulted the dead. God.
Why is Ace DMing me on Facebook?
Right? He's just like, how could you? Right? He just up and leaves. I lose the
Either that or he's got an idea.
I've had enough of this.
Oh, I know what the mayhem
All
next
right.
week's going to be about.
Yeah.
All right. So let's really shotgun through some of the rest of these. Community highlights, there are none. Community content, we've got a lot of podcast updates. HCS Pro Talk, episode 133. Podcast Evolved has Mission Debrief 104 for Halo Wars 2, A New Enemy. Halo Evolution's Soma the Painter. And then they have a podcast special, Halo Hype Incoming. Finish the Fight podcast has bonus episode number 10, Sadie's Story. That should be interesting. Sacred Doc on Halo, episode number 37, and Halo Outreach podcast, episode number 42. On the YouTube front, not a lot of highlights this week. A lot of the videos that came out was basically just rehashing the MCC development update that came out, but a couple notable ones. Halo Completionist is starting to do his Halo 3 LASO practice runs to update his Halo 3 guides. General Heed has 2 videos. One that kind of goes a little bit more into detail of what the acrophobia skull is, if you want more than just kind of the word vomit that we gave earlier. And then Halo 2, Mystery of the Secret Floating Bushes.
Solved.
Interesting.
Solved.
I'll have one for you next week if you want interesting videos.
Okay. But this one from General Kid, or General Heed, apparently in the anniversary edition of MCC, there were just mysterious floating bushes that wasn't in the original version of the game. Turns out that those bushes, or just kind of random collection of objects, is actually the 000 coordinate of the maps in the game, and that's where the game would actually spawn objects, like generate them, duplicate them, move them to where they need to be on the map, and some just got left over, I guess. But yeah, like 000 is the default spawn location for objects in a map, and it just happens to be that that's where it is. For foliage only. And another thing that was discovered, like back in the early, like very early versions of MCC, if you paused cutscenes, you kind of glitch to where there's like a camera in the map, and that camera was at that 000 coordinate. So there's that. That's all the big video stuff that I wanted to highlight. There's quite a few pieces of artwork, and I'll just kind of shotgun these real quick as well and post links in the chat for those to check out. Archangel has a little birthday piece that he did for another Halo SFM artist. Pretty cool little piece there. Tom Jurassic has another Mega Constructs photo that he did, kind of harkening back to Halo 5 campaign, the marketing campaign. So this has Master Chief. I don't know if he's sprayed paint Master Chief, just kind of a stone gray, but he has one of those, and then Chief laying against it, and Locke going up to shoot him, like in the Hunt the Truth little campaign piece.
The lie.
Yes, the lies. Mr. Halo Art managed to share this with us right before we went live. He came out with his 4th of July artwork.
Which was cool, by the way.
Mm-hmm. The sunglass one is pretty cool.
Right?
Then Gattuso has his first piece that he has done for Sins of the Prophet is called Contact Luna. And I like this piece because you can see the astronauts on the moon. Really cool piece.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually extraordinary. I love the lighting on that.
Mm-hmm.
Love the lighting on that. The way it's reflecting off of the moon surface.
Yeah, it's really cool.
This is one of those moments where, as an astronaut, you're looking up and you go, well,
right.
So it's come to this.
Right.
It's incredible, though.
Next one we have here is from Cole Protocol. This is February 9th, 2351. The Spirit of Fire, having deployed its ground forces to the surface of Arcadia, moves to assist the Pillar of Autumn and Armstrong as Covenant reinforcements arrive. This was a commission piece.
And it's, you know what I love about this is, as you can see, because anybody who read the books, you know you realize how the plasma works and the fact that it has to be aimed and guided, right? And that's how the plasma is aimed. And you can see the curvature as it's coming out of the plasma rays in the back of that ship, and it's curving around as it's being aimed towards its target. And that's how they were able to seek out and in some cases dodge and deflect other things that might have gotten in the way or prevented the plasma from hitting its final endpoint.
Yep.
And I love the way that's reflected, especially the shadowing in the top ship, the top UNSC ship in the upper left-hand side. The oranges, the blues, the shadowing. Yeah.
Directed magnetic fields. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to skip the next one for now. This one's from Rookie425. I've started adding his stuff in here. This one is titled The Fall.
Why do you always have to jump?
I was just going to say,
Why
so I
you
take it
always
we're
jump?
not getting peanuts on this flight?
This almost looks like the Spartans from Halo Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have the one cosplayer that I mentioned. This is also Ebony Warrior, believe it or not. But this one looks sick.
Yep. Love it.
Looks better than the one that they picked for the spotlight, in my opinion.
That's the same armor.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just realized that it was the same person.
But I love the fact that it's in the rain. Just because it's very ODST in that sense. And I love and also Reach. Like there are plenty of times when it's just raining, it's dark, it's dismal, it's tumultuous.
Yeah.
Like if they could have done this at night and backlit the forest behind them, and then, with some oranges to accent fire or other things, I think that would have added that much more layering to the opportunity or the photo op.
Yeah, I wish I would have gotten more time to go out and do photography, but I have a machinima project that I'm working on. So yeah, I'll get to photography at some point these days.
You know, it would be interesting. Oh, just for somebody who wants to do it or as an idea, if you have a helmet in a lawn with a back end like that, get a torch or like a tiki torch. So you've got something for reflective light, sit it there in the lawn and with a sprinkler and just get a shot with the background not out of focus of the reflection of the fire in the visor as it's raining at dusk. I would love to do that piece. If I, thought I was smart enough to figure it out. No, not going to happen. But hopefully somebody else can make that happen because that would be beautiful.
I can do it with the Halo 3 helmet that I have for the Legendary Edition.
There you go. Yeah.
I'll see what I can do.
I just got my first 14mm lens, so I'm still figuring out exactly how to use that.
Gosh, I don't even have five. The smallest I have is a 22. And then the last one is from our beloved guest on the show, Ascend Hyperion.
Yay!
What?
Yeah.
Yep.
Your little recreation that you did.
When?
Oh.
Oh.
Now he remembers.
It's called Beach Party.
I need to lay off the liquor. Yeah.
We're going to get along well.
You said recreation. That really threw me off. I was like, what?
You said it was a
you're right,
recreation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was working inspired by the at first I was gonna go for a one-to-one like recreation of the original piece, and I was like, let me just a little bit. I'll mix it up a little bit.
It's really well done.
Yes, it is.
Thank you. I spent a lot of time trying to get the painted effect to be like acceptable in my own eyes.
Yeah, you mentioned that you were trying to go for a painted on canvas look with this.
Yeah, well, so I was just going to do it in 3D and try to go like photorealistic with it. And then I did the raw render and I just something about it, like the mood wasn't right. The air wasn't right. And I just couldn't get it. That angle, it really speaks to the power of 2D art because there was just no way for me to recreate that piece of work in 3D, not that same way and instill the same feeling. So I was like, well, let me mix it up and try to get crazy with the editing. That crate in front was also yellow in the beginning. I edited it in post to be blue because I thought there was too much yellow.
Yeah, it does make the crates pop a little more compared to the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for putting that in there. I didn't even.
Yeah, man. we just started doing artwork of the community like maybe 2-3 months ago. So we're kind of doing our own little weekly community spotlight thing just for people that I kind of follow and GT follows. Haven't really queried DJ on anyone that he follows quite yet, if there's someone that we need to include in this list. But we're trying
Impact Props has always been my guys.
What?
Impact Props.
Yeah, I need to include them on the YouTube stuff. I thought about that today, and I forgot about it. But yeah, their Living with Chief is hilarious.
Yeah, absolutely hilarious.
All right, heading over to Community Musings. We've got a couple of things. I'm just going to speed through these real quick. First one, Grim Brother 1 has been working at 343 for 6 years as of yesterday.
Right? Yeah.
Grimbro.
Yeah. 6
Congrats.
That was
years.
cool. Yep. I love the fact that I'm in that first piece.
Yes, I saw that.
Tweet.
He's the most memeable 343 employee.
Absolutely. I think that was like the second. It was like a first or second time that I got to host the Halo.
I think
The
that
Halo
was
show with
your. I think that was your first time.
Was it the first time?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the second time you hosted it, you were hosting it at your home because they were doing it kind of. Yeah. So that was the first time, and that was shortly before or after you were a mixer partner.
Which one?
The first one from the photo. The photo.
Oh, that was right after I was a mixer partner. That was the summer after I was a mixer partner.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was right before or right around PAX, which is right before I got hired for Outpost Discovery.
I thought that was right after. No, that was right after PAX.
Was it right after PAX?
It was
right in there
the Wednesday
somewhere.
after PAX because I.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. That's right. It was the Wednesday after. It was the Wednesday after PAX.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got that. Then I got an email.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
it had to be that weekend because I remember Dust having to do the pee-pee dance with the information that he was not supposed to tell anybody.
Yep. We had an incredible opportunity there, and that's. Am I allowed to talk about that yet?
I think anything that we would have learned then, like that was what 2017 PAX.
18. 2018.
Was it 18?
Yeah. Yeah, because I'd been a partner like a year at that point. Because that was right before
I'm thinking probably anything we learned at that one is probably out by now, or at least most
I'm just
of it.
referring to just regarding Outpost, because that was
well, yeah.
Because I want to make a point of just saying thank you to my team, because today marks the 1 year. For a year ago,
Today,
me and the team that I assembled flew out from our various different cities and met in Orlando in order to create the very first Halo Outpost Discovery, which is a project that I've been working on since 2018 in secret. In secret with 343, and it was the greatest adventure of all time, and we spent an entire summer on probably one of the most incredible opportunities of our lives. And I'm really glad that I stuck with my guns and made sure to hire from within the Halo community people that I knew were qualified, who had a passion and had an understanding of why it was important that we made this such an extraordinary experience for Halo fans who were able to come from all over the globe, and they did. Halo fans came from everywhere, and I just wanted to say thank you so much to Nixie and to Beef, to Minolta, to RJ, to Xbox Insider One, and of course to Bree, as well as Zach and Grayson. You all made my job possible and survivable, and I could not have done it without them, as they were such an incredible staff to work with, and I could not be more thankful and happy with how that turned out. And while it was a grind, it was an incredible experience, and I'm really glad that we got to do it, especially before the world decided to fall over.
Yeah. And that was a wild summer for me too, because I went to every single freaking outpost. Thanks to this guy, actually, because he was the one that was basically guaranteed me to get to every single show. And I don't know, was it? We should probably talk about this in another podcast because it's late. But whose idea was it to get the game show on main stage?
That's definitely a conversation for a later show. But
Okay.
I will say that it was the greatest choice that we made collectively. It was the greatest chance that we took, and we were never once disappointed in the outcome of the ridiculousness that happened.
I appreciate that. Especially like it's a community panel, and I did 24 freaking panels. I did 24 out of 27 community panels at Outpost.
Yeah. Yep. It was insane. And yes, and by the way, you're very welcome
I
for
was
the
the
Xbox.
only reason the armory stage existed.
Yeah. Yep. And it was great, but that was also incredible the way that shaped out for all the cosplayers. But yeah, the forging, the Xbox for the Philly panel. That was anybody who saw me running 6 different ways from Sunday all weekend long, just making sure that everybody had what they needed in order to get things done. It was the most athletic thing I've ever done in my life, while also being the most stressful thing I've ever done in my life. But it worked out. And I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who came and made it possible, because a year ago we were beginning something that terrified us because nobody had ever done it before. We'd never managed to get it physically built out. And once we got there, it was just like, all right, here we go. So yeah. So thank you for everybody who made it such an amazing event and such an amazing opportunity for all of the Halo fans who trucked in to see it, lines and all. So
yeah, it was amazing. Last thing before we hit the topics, Halopedia Trivia Tuesday. Did you know that during Halo Wars 2's development, a banished mechanical grunt hero unit was conceptualized and modeled? The unit was ultimately cut, but its model remains in the game files, though it lacks animations.
Interesting.
It's kind of the precursor to the Grunt Goblin.
Wow.
In a way.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. So, random tidbit. And then their Lore Thursday is just, we are his will, we are his legacy, we are the banished. Just a quote from the latest teaser. All right, topics. I'm going to hit these super quick. We have 2 Aces Mayhem because I'm so sorry, Ace. I missed the one from last week. That's totally my fault. But the one from last week was what was the anomaly detected from the teaser last week? Wrong answers only. So first one's from Plasma Posting, and they said sour Doge. So Doge face on the sourdough roll of bread. Flame Sama said some actual Halo Infinite content. That's enough of an anomaly.
Wow. Good God.
Lazy NG said a perfect live recording of a podcast.
I don't think that exists.
Halo Fan for Life said the Flood. Mayhem said Halo D-Bot. Pins said the Stave Puff Marshmallow Man.
Fair. Yep. Possible.
Snow Chief 117 says Sergeant Johnson riding a Spartan laser through space.
The projectile or the weapon?
I mean, either would work.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, for people in the chat, feel free to chime into these as well. iCrushall says the Death Star.
Imagine.
Yep.
I watched that video from Eckhart's Ladder. Could the UNSC beat the Death Star?
Have I seen that one? I don't know if I've seen that one.
The TLDR, the answer is yes, because the UNSC could just like fire slugs at it from like a gajillion miles away. And in Star Wars, they can only shoot light, which are energy or whatever. Long story short, in Star Wars, they can't shoot far. In Halo, they can shoot forever.
Gotcha. Kid Skull says Yap Yap the Destroyer. Regent 486 says Captain Key's Proto Gravemind. Frizzle said Pizza the Hut.
Possible.
With a disturbing gif. And then G Customs Creations says Echo 419. So those were last week's Aces Mayhem responses. This week we have, and this is in retaliation, who is the current host of Podtacular?
Sorry.
Who am I going to start blocking on Twitter after this? Another one from last one. And from the Twitch chat, Hayden says the Didact. Duh.
On life number 3.
Right. Okay, this week responses. Okay, now I'm hungry. DJ, you said your steaks.
Right?
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with
Right.
that.
And they were those steaks are so good. By the way, I seared them so they were candied and sticky on the outside.
Now
but
I'm
still,
hungry.
Just not bleeding on the inside. It was just done enough. So good. So good.
That was good. That was good. G. Lewis says Ben Giro.
Yeah,
At least it's related.
Yeah.
true.
I can appreciate that one. Gaming Under Fire says Spartan Lock. In an attempt to connect to the Halo fans once again.
Good Lord.
No, he's dead.
Spartan D27 says me, I wish.
Aw.
Spoiler, he might become a Podtacular writer. He's doing some concept pieces for us right now. So
Nice.
he reached out to us. He wants to write for us. So yeah, he might join our writing staff here in a little bit. DJ, you how many different replies did you put to this?
Just 3.
Okay, you also said the real Yap Yap,
Did I do 4?
which
Oh,
I would.
I might have gotten a little. Yeah.
You also said you posted a picture of Jackbox
Yes.
with a terrible sports car phrase.
We're just gonna scream goal for an entire 2.5 hours on this show, just like we did at RTX 2016 at Griff House. You remember because you were there.
yes, I do. And then you said your puppy Astro.
Yeah.
Which he might become a co-host just by virtue of hearing him on the podcast.
Oh yeah, no, he's just gonna sit and now. I'm already ready. I'm just gonna let him nap right here. I'm just gonna hold him while we have the show. It's great.
Nice. Halo Fan for Life said Halo Fan for Life. I mean, you co-hosted a segment that we did on Spartan Ops, so I guess kinda ish.
Yeah.
Life Worker Construct said Life Worker Construct. Or Life Worker Librarian, I guess. And then Frizzled said Dr. Evil with a GIF.
The Evo.
That one's out there.
We watched the first 2 of those on Netflix while they were still on Netflix. First one was like
Awkward.
awkward but still funny and enjoyable. Second one was like, ugh.
Right? I remember loving them in high school, thinking these are amazingly hilarious. And now I walk back and I think, what the hell was I doing?
Yeah, the first one was like, oh, this is ridiculous, but it's funny and I can enjoy it.
Right.
The second one started going down that like, okay, there's a few good punchlines, but what the heck did I just watch?
Yep.
And we didn't get a chance to watch the third one before it got pulled from Netflix, unfortunately. So
It's like the parody flick before the parody flick. Like it inadvertently created the genre.
Gotcha. All right, so on to the actual topic of this week, and I know it's super late, so it might not be super long, but this is the reason why Ascend is on the podcast to begin with.
I was just here to listen.
So you have restarted, I think that's right, a Forge Showcase Spotlight type thing on your YouTube channel. You started this
Yes.
or you announced this last week, and you announced that I think it's going to be something monthly. So give us a little bit more info on what that is for our listeners.
Yeah, basically, I'll be showcasing several maps each month from the community across every Halo title with the Forge. Just kind of giving spotlight and appreciation to some of the latest and greatest from the Forge community that has reached, my eyes and they only see so far. So I'm sure there's more out there, but I'm doing my best to, reach as wide as I can. I'll be breaking the maps down using my personal expertise, explaining why I feel they're feature worthy. Usually, without exaggeration, I've played hundreds upon hundreds of maps from dozens upon dozens of forgers. And the maps that I feature are usually the ones that are able to, what's the word I want? Make me say like, wow, I didn't think about this, or oh, I wouldn't have imagined this, or wow, you're delivering this gameplay facet in a way that I really like or I haven't seen before. I actually have the first map feature lined up in my content pipeline for this month already.
Wow.
It's without giving it away, it's a map for H2A.
Ooh.
And I featured this map in particular because this person did this great thing where they completely changed the weapon meta. The map plays itself to be more advantageous for SMGs and dual wielding. There's no special game types required. It's default like Slayer modes. But when you're on that map and how it's arranged and in the play space, you find yourself inclined to dual wielding, to using autos rather than precisions, which, I mean, to flip the Halo meta on its head without forcing it, that's impressive. And that's down to straight design. So,
Okay.
and it doesn't have to, I won't be doing just, arena maps. I'll be looking at aesthetic maps, at custom games and et cetera, et cetera. So that's the type of content you'll see from me. And my goal is to help give forgers the platform and the visibility that they don't really get, because forgers, they operate in a very behind the scenes part of the Halo community. And currently there's nobody to give forgers a platform to share their work or to even have their stuff really tested on a grander scheme by someone with a lot of experience. So
Cool.
yeah. So that's I'll be hosting weekly sessions for playing and testing Forge maps, and then from that I'll derive several map features each month, leading into into Infinite and beyond. So
That's very cool. It's good. It's cool to get almost like a behind the scenes perspective on, especially something like Forge that is so much behind the scenes. Like being able to kind of reach out and kind of be that middleman. Like you have a good relationship with a lot of the forgers. You can kind of go out there and pull at things and check at things and know how to navigate some of the other Forge resources like Forge Hub, and be able to kind of find things on Twitter and whatnot. So yeah, that'll be really cool to see what happens with that.
yeah, look, I've already done one session and I've played stuff. I found myself impressed yet again across multiple Halo games. So it's fun for me because you would imagine I'd be tired of it, or like I'd seen it all. But that's the thing, like I haven't seen it all yet. No matter how much I have seen, people still find ways to impress me, and I think that deserves, for whatever it's worth, some level of credit.
I'm guessing there's still quite a bit of. I mean, we've seen constantly just how impressive Forge can be, even after 5 years of it being in Halo 5, and how much stuff people continue to come out with that still seems to be new.
Oh yeah. And I'm not gonna like lie and pretend like there's less people forging. There, a lot of people who were really active back in the day aren't active anymore. But that's not the point. The point is that there's still people. It's like you said, there's still plenty of people generating plenty of cool content. And so there's definitely a market to be tapped for cool creations. And it sucks. I feel a little bad for these people because they're passionate and they're avid. And they're making these great things just in a time frame where it's not as popular as it used to be. I'm sure going into Infinite, these people will be some of the breakout forgers, some of the breakout names that will be great, creating the next cool content or the next cool custom game coming up. Right. So definitely.
So is a lot of the stuff that you're specifically doing for this showcase kind of general Forge stuff, or are you doing like themes from month to month? What's kind of the format that you're trying to go for?
It'll be as they come. In my pipeline, I'll try to like distribute, like, hey, 1 week, let's say I did an arena map. I'll try to follow it up maybe with a custom game or an aesthetic map. There won't be a rhyme or reason. Maybe we'll get the Halloween and I'll throw some like Halloween-y stuff in there. But otherwise, I mean, what I feature is controlled by what I see, and what I see is whatever people make.
Okay.
So I don't want to put locks on what I'll feature, arbitrarily the best I can.
Okay. So just kind of as things come, and I guess if there's the attrition contest that's going on with Forge Hub right now. Would that be something where you might do a special for attrition maps based on that kind of stuff? Or
if I'd be doing something like that, it would be for the Forge Hub channel. It wouldn't be for Ascend Hyperion.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
So yeah, you could see me on the grander kind of scale there as like an entity rather than just me. But yeah, definitely it'd be stuff I'd cover, and with my lobby, I'd most likely be playing those maps at the least.
Fair enough. GT, DJ, you guys want to take a stab at questions?
Sure. GT, go first.
Okay. As far as when you're forging, which is your preferred platform? The Xbox or on PC?
Oh, Xbox, 100% of the way. Forge is through and through made for controller. If I use Halo 5 Forge on PC, it's for referencing. Like if I want to, let's say I want to recreate one map as like a brand new thing, then I could pull it up on PC and use it side by side. But otherwise, no, my hardcore forging is in console.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
I would have assumed with a lot of the different capabilities with mouse and keyboard that I would assume most expert forgers would prefer PC, but that's interesting.
Well, you would think that. And it's kind of like what I said, like Forge is made for console. Like it's not like I'm loading up Blender 3D on my Xbox and it's like janky. Like Forge was made for console and then it just so happened to end up on PC too. If anything, when I forged on PC, whenever I do, I plug a controller in. So that might, I know Wyvern Zoo, for example, she uses PC Forge keyboard and mouse, but
okay,
I think you can get away with doing console.
Interesting.
Well, I've seen a mix between forgers. I mean, some forgers use both. For certain operations, they'll
definitely
do keyboard and mouse, and other operations, they'll pick up a controller. And they just bounce back and forth.
Yeah, keyboard and mouse is real useful when you're going through the menus, like the inventories and the color selections and yada yada. You don't have to blind scroll. You can kind of get to what you need. So it's useful there for manipulating pieces and all that. I would still prefer a controller, but yeah, I agree. He's right. It has applications on PC that are superior.
Okay, very interesting. DJ?
Okay, so given your history and experience, obviously, as a forger, as you've watched Forge develop and continue to evolve over the last several iterations of the game, looking forward into Infinite, what would be, I would say, your top 2 features that you would like to see either added, modified, or evolved going forward to continue breaking the grounds of what Forge has become to become something completely new?
That's a good one. Let's see if I can be concise.
Well, I mean, don't feel like you have to get everything in now. We were going to talk about kind of Forge wishlist, but I think we're going to save that for another podcast. Probably not too long down the pipeline because we are kind of running late on this one. But go ahead, do your thing, and know that we'll probably do a Forge wishlist type of a show at some point in the near term.
Yeah, I would say so. Here's the preface: in Halo 5, Forge took a massive leap forward. And I won't go into each tool individually, but the combination of the tools and features we got in Halo 5 allowed Forge maps for the first time to have their own artistic themes. And while it pushed Forge to like a brand new realm for map creation, it also pushed it into an uncanny valley. Because, and you guys, you've played Forge maps, especially some of the ones in matchmaking or just ones in general. A lot of them look good into a point, and then you're like, the lighting's weird, the pieces are weird, the geometry is just weird enough for me to know, without a doubt, this is a Forge map. A lot of what I want in Halo Infinite is to see that uncanny valley closed a little bit, a lot of it even. I want that line between dev map and Forge map to be blurred. And that involves, better textures, better manipulation of pieces, a higher piece inventory, higher piece counts, effects like water and more like better like fire and stuff like that. And it goes down to small levels, like instead of having to pick between presets of time of day, I want to be able to just, have a clock on my map and set it to 8 p.m. and then it looks like it's 8 p.m.
Oh.
If I want my atmosphere to be green, I don't want to use tricks for it. I just want to be able to have like a green atmosphere, like it's that Nessus from Destiny 2, right? So a lot of what I want is environmental control, is piece control that helps forgers strengthen their artistic themes on maps, because we're at a point now where it's not just good enough to have a map that plays well. You need it to look good too. And a lot of that struggle, it's Forger versus the system, not Forger versus talent. It's trying to overcome limitations and errors in the game. That big thing for Infinite. I want to see the artistic capability of Forge really explode.
Interesting.
And I think it will. I've got high hopes.
Personally, I think what will be really amazing, especially given how much skill and talent, the Forge community has. And, we saw it last summer and we've seen it over the last several years continue to develop. It would be the opportunity to create missions instead of just multiplayer maps. Similar to Spartan Ops, if Forgers were able to create custom, very simple, like nothing super crazy complex, but be able to create missions of their own, utilizing the tools within Forge, but them simply being objective-based missions with waves of enemies, similar to, what they did with Spartan Ops, being able to do that and create your own little microcosm of, hey, play this and see what you think.
Definitely.
Give them an opportunity to continue expanding what you've already created as a comprehensive ability to manipulate maps, but now to create maps and to create missions and add that ability to tell a story in your own way within the confines and within the construct of the game.
I agree, and you mentioned storytelling, and that falls a lot into what we currently consider aesthetic maps, which was a category of map that didn't exist. And when did Chief Collection come out? 2014, 2015
ish,
13.
No, 2012.
So basically, so Halo 5 came out in 2015, right?
God, I have to look at
15 or 14.
15. I want to say 15. It was February of 15, right?
No,
that's when Forge came out.
5
for Halo
was an
5.
October release.
There we go.
I should know this.
We should, and yet.
But basically what I'm saying is that, like what you're getting at, that type of map wasn't even a possibility until this last iteration of Forge. And what people were able to do, I mean, I've seen absolutely gorgeous aesthetic maps and environments, and people have used scripting for whatever level it's capped at to create very basic AI and combatable enemies. So I agree. I do want to see that a possibility for, narrative maps to open up. I think is what if I had to coin the category right now, and I got some forgers in the stream, I'm putting a claim on it. If we start getting maps like that, we're calling them narrative maps.
There you go.
So that's the new rule.
There you go.
There we go.
But I'm trademarking the idea. There you go.
It's trademark. I get 0.001 cents each time someone says narrative map.
Well, I remember back in Halo 3 days that, the Forge art, there was some people doing that, doing aesthetic maps. But a lot of it was spawn point art. They would use...
Yeah, spawn point art.
Yeah.
And some of it was actually appropriate for the game. But
it was an M-rated game.
These were beyond M-rated shots. Anyway. But I've seen people do Master Chief. I've seen them do some anime characters. I've seen them do other video game characters. Like I saw one guy, he did Mario and Luigi.
Oh yeah, spawn point art was big, crazy. You could still do it nowadays. People just don't. It's like a forgotten art.
Well, the spawn points aren't as vibrant as the Halo 3 ones were, right?
No, they're not.
No, there's tricks.
Oh, okay.
There's tricks.
Okay. Fair enough.
But there are tricks, I agree.
Yeah, since I'm working on the machinima right now, I think of all the different kinds of capabilities that you could throw into Forge for machinima purposes, and a lot of the stuff that you touched on, it does have a machinima purpose equivalent, I think.
Oh yeah. Well, especially in something like Halo 5, where the variety of dev-made map isn't that wide like previous games. So people had to turn to Forge for environments, for their machinima, for their skits or whatever it was. So I agree. GT's right, where it had a start in the early games. It had a revolution of unseen proportion, I would say, in Halo 5.
Yeah. The Halo 4 is so pretty, but then Halo 5 is okay, you have all these great tools, but it just doesn't quite look
Well, then it's, yeah. So that's the thing with the looks. It's like the uncanny valley, like I said. Like, so the part of the caveat with having so many options is that you have to understand how to manipulate them. And even if you do understand, there's certain time of days are funny, or certain lighting environments don't work, and
yeah,
it's a struggle in many ways. So it'd be cool to see that struggle reduced a little. I'll suppress my elitist forger persona. And I'll be happy for the new kids come Infinite. They're like, oh man, I said, look how good my lighting looks. And I'm like, back in my day, you had to break the physics budget to get this many yada yada. And
yeah,
so we were lighting things uphill both ways in the snow with no shoes on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's also that's a real trick. Where if you want good lights, you don't point it one way, you point it both ways.
Right. It's almost like how much to, like, getting something like Blender into a game mechanic can we get?
Yeah, I mean, Forge is it's at that tipping point where it's like, how good can it get? And how, before we hit that cutoff, where like, okay, it's good, you can get great stuff, but Timmy Two Teeth can't spawn a warthog with his buddy, so he's really pissed. But, you know, Johnny Hoo-Ha is making an expansion DLC for Infinite. So who do we tip the scale towards? Is it the 10 people who will make the cool content, or the 1,000 people who just want to spawn a rocket launcher and shoot their brother who's AFK? So you're in a weird limbo with what Forge used to be and what it can be.
Yeah.
And there's so many different uses for it.
They have so many different audiences that they have to account for with it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What's race?
I think the people working on Forge have good hearts and good intentions, and they're listening to feedback.
Especially when they make an achievement that requires you to drop a tank on a player.
We need more stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
It's raining tanks now. What the?
Where'd that come from?
Oh my goodness.
But no, I'm excited. Just the big things I want for Infinite is I just want to see the bar pushed. I want to see some of the old blockers removed, and I want it to be a situation again where we look at, when you look at a Halo 4 map, if you're looking from a Halo 5 perspective, we would say that's not good enough. And what I want in Infinite is for us to look at a Halo 5 map and be like, that's not good enough. So I want to see us be in a mindset where we know we can do more, we can teach people to do more, and we come to expect more, because that's how you get better content. So
Very nice.
Constant process of evolution.
Yeah.
There it is, through and through.
Well, we've gotten pretty good Forge improvements almost from game to game since it came out in Halo 3, so...
Oh, definitely. Yeah, each game has added features and modified features for the better in some way or not. There's a small, there's a cultural discrepancy with Forgers between Reach and 4, but even 4 was able to add a couple things in that were nifty and people want to see, like editing, being able to enter a game mode while in Forge or edit trait zones while in Forge was a great feature. It's exclusive to Halo 4. It hasn't returned. So that's a big thing that we want back. And for all the flag Halo 4 Forge catches, it's got its good things too. So
yeah. Well, it's late, and we thank you so much for taking time out of your evening to be with us. Hopefully, we can have you back on, not too late down the road, to have some kind of Forge wish list type of roundtable.
Oh,
definitely. I think after we get this Xbox press release for what Infinite's going to be with this month, whenever it happens to drop this month, the Infinite content's going to be rolling, and there'll be lots of different roundtables that we can do, and hopefully we can have you back for the Forge one.
Sure, I'd love, I'm always down. I'm always down to talk about Forge and be an advocate for the Forge community, because in many ways, I think compared to some content creators, I have the very unique privilege of being someone who operates on a very grassroots level with my peers and my fellow creators, and I act as a constituent of what they desire as well. So
that's awesome. It's kind of interesting that you're starting this, or bringing up your YouTube thing again too, because we actually our main writer, actually, we've been talking about doing kind of a Forger Spotlight interview type series. So I don't know if Arpad's still in here, but he's actually going to be our first Forger Spotlight for little interview series.
Yeah.
So we're going to have those probably every other week. So I'll probably be reaching out to you like, okay, we did this person this week. Who should we talk to next? Or we might pull someone from your videos that has highlighted. And it's like, ooh, let's get this guy.
I could name drop you dozens of forgers. Arpod's actually really good. He did this great thing where he made one of Duquesne's maps actually not look terrible. So that was a feat.
Oh, dang.
That was a feat in its own.
Dang.
Smack.
No, Arpod's got great stuff. His recent stint of maps he's been doing, he recreates the dev maps, but as Forge environments, like with new themes. And he's got some really cool ones. I want to say one of his most recent ones, he took not Coliseum, but one of those maps. He took that and he made it into like an underwater environment using depth. So yeah, Arpod will be cool to talk to, for sure.
And I see a lot of other forgers in here. Hayden Crush, Foge.
Yeah, if you get Foge, he'll tell you about how he did the entirety of the Halo 3 playlist in like a week's time, and then they're like, "All right, into matchmaking." That'll be a fun story.
I believe Foge, were you one of my co-panelists at Chicago? I think you were.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, I had it's most of the folks from iForge was on the Forge panel
like Brewski
at
and
Chicago.
Yeah, that was definitely, that would have been Brewski in them in Chicago.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Crush, Foge, Omni, yep, Brewski, yeah. That's those panels, man. They're what was it, Philly? Okay, Philly. Sorry. Yeah. So there's quite a bit of forgers to go around, for sure. All right. Well, where can people find you?
So for social media, the best place to reach out to me is on Twitter at Ascend_Hyperion. That's probably my most like social platform. If you want just like art and video announcements and more casual stuff, that's on my Instagram. Same handle. My meaty content, like my videos about Halo design and analysis, as well as my Forge features and tutorials and what have you, that's on my YouTube, Ascend Hyperion. Look for the little cinder face, and you'll be in the right place. There's no other Ascend Hyperions. I've got the market claimed. So. If there was another Ascend Hyperion, that's like a weird probability that I'd have to meet that guy and shake his hand, because drawn from two weird pots. But yeah, definitely. Cool. With my content, I do my best to be how do I say it?
Uniform?
I like to tackle technical things.
Okay. Gotcha.
But explain them in a way anybody could get. That's like my real life thing with engineering, and engineering project management is taking complicated things and like also monkeys could understand it. So breaking down some of the weird nerdy things into language anybody can follow is kind of my gimmick.
Very cool. Well, thanks again for coming on. We appreciate again taking time for doing this really long podcast.
No problem.
Next week, since DJ is not going to be here, DJ, I kind of have a question for you.
Yeah.
We're either going to do community project update, which is all the fan games, fan mod stuff, or we can do Battleborn. So which one would you not want to miss?
Community project.
Okay, so we will be doing...
So do Battleborn next week.
Yeah, so we will be doing our Battleborn book review this coming week, and then the week after, we're going to try to do the pet show with DJ's new doggos.
Because I have not read Battleborn yet. I've got at the time. And so I don't want to ruin it for me, as well as also ruin it for all of you.
All right, sounds good. So that'll be next week. Everyone stay safe this weekend. For those that are in the U.S., don't blow off your fingers or do anything that would get you in trouble. Respect social distancing. Respect others.
Wear a mask.
Wear a mask.
Do all the safe stuff.
Don't be a baby.
You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for all of our socials. We are moving over to Twitch. This is the last podcast that we are actually streaming on Mixer. So for everyone that's
Yep.
on Mixer, we will be shooting on over to Twitch
Ditto.
tomorrow with Fragment Friday. That will be our very last Mixer stream that we have, unless we for some reason decide to do just kind of one final bam of a stream on the last day of Mixer or whatnot. But for all intents and purposes, tomorrow will be our very last Mixer stream with Fragment Friday for Podtacular. So rip Mixer. But all of our live streaming stuff will be over on Twitch for good. We'll still have YouTube. GT's still working on his Achieving Halo stuff when he has the time, so we'll still be trying to put content up there on a somewhat regular basis, but all of our live stream stuff will be exclusively on Twitch starting next week. You can find us on Discord. We also have a Spartan Company and an Xbox Club. We check our Xbox Club for content from the Tales from the Foxhole section, so again, if you have any funny clips or screenshots or stories that are Halo related, feel free to drop them in the Xbox Club or the Discord. You can find our podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, and anywhere else that you can find major podcast subscriptions. If there's a place that we are not at, please let us know so we can get Podtacular on your preferred listening platform. You can catch our live streams right here. Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time is our podcast. And then we have Fragment Fridays, which happen on Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and Achieving Halo, which will be coming back to MCC Achievements this coming Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Shoutouts to all of our patrons who support us. We have Frizzled, who's in the chat right now, Confow, and then Leberkes, all supporting us over on Patreon. So thank you so much for your patronage. You can head on over to podtacular.com/Patreon to find all the different ways that you can help support us and all the little rewards that you get for doing so. You can also support us through Amazon. I'm sure most people are probably shopping a lot on Amazon with social distancing and quarantine and all that stuff. What you can do is just fill out your Amazon cart as normal, and then head on over to podtacular.com/Amazon and proceed to check out. And once you do that, we get a little commission off of your purchases. It doesn't cost anything extra. You just shop like you normally would on Amazon, and then before you check out, go through podtacular.com/Amazon, and we get a little commission on over our way. You can also donate to us directly through PayPal. You can go to podtacular.com/donate and donate monetarily that way if you choose to do that instead. Also, another reminder, from now until July 25th, anything that we get through patrons, donations, Twitch subscriptions, or through our Amazon affiliate link, we are donating to ACLU in support of social justice, and I am matching that up to $117 up until July 25th. And I think that wraps up the post show. Any final comments, DJ, GT?
Just my content is now going to be available exclusively on Twitch. So I've migrated almost completely from Mixer over to twitch.tv/DJBluePDX, back to my origins where I started.
Very nice.
Yep.
GT?
Look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow night right here for Fragment Fridays.
All right.
Maybe
DJ.
we can send Mixer off with a bang.
There we go.
See what you did there.
DJ, your final thoughts.
My final thoughts is it's nice to toy with imagination. Still, please let a toy take control of your imagination. That's it. That's all I got.
All right.
Leave out the 20-minute video over it. No.
All right, everybody. Keep on fragging them trucks.